And a very good afternoon to you and welcome here to the grounds of Donaghmore Ashbourne GA Club in County Meath. It is of course for the final All-Ireland Camogie Club final of the year. It's for the Junior B crown and it sees a Lacken of Cavan take on a Delvin of Westmeath, and this is the trophy that they will be fighting it out for over the next hour and a half or thereabouts. The names on it, well, we see all the way back to 2018. Rototna Bridoga won it in 2019, Nave Trassa in 2020 and Knockanana were the holders of it in 2021, but it's in my hands for the moment until it'll be handed over to whichever of the captains that will gratefully take it in the next while. As I said, my name is Killian Whelan. Hopefully you are going to enjoy the action here for the next while and you won't be worrying about another big game that is taking place, but knowing all those people out there in Sportland, I'm sure you can double job and be able to watch both. Joining me on commentary today, well, we had to go to great expense to bring him on board. Darren Kelly, good afternoon to you.
Gillian, I don't know what other big game you're talking about, because it's after the weekend that we've had in Camogie and the wonderful spectacle in Crow Park last night. What a way to finish off the year here in Donaghmore Ashbourne GA in County Meath as well. And of course for these two teams, Delvin from Westmeath, Lacken from Cavan, both of them wanting to get their hands on that trophy, and it promised to be a cracking contest in the game that hopefully we'll all be talking about at the end of the day.
Yeah, weather conditions, everything, Darren, and I know that matters were lots of grounds froze and everything like that, but we're thankfully to say the weather has thawed, but it doesn't make it any warmer after that, but the ground underfoot is perfect for the game here.
Oh, absolutely. Just out doing a quick walk on the ground there beforehand. Conditions absolutely ideal, and credit to all the ground staff here as well. And of course, the temperature has picked up. It's still a bit nippy. We have to be well wrapped up as we are here ourselves at the moment. And of course, supporters will be in a good group of supporters coming in at the moment. For the two teams, though, to get out in the field of play, they just want to get on with the action.
We said we'd wear the Santa hats as well for obviously the time that is in it, Darren, but it just goes to show you again we're streaming another game of Camogie. I was looking at my notes today. I began with a Camogie match, I think around the 9th of January thereabouts. It was an All-Ireland final then. It just goes to show you the Camogie Association, everything has been compacted, all trying to get everything in the calendar year, but it seems to have been successful for them. And
they've done very, very well, Killian, because even I was ticking myself, my opening game this year was a 2020 AIB All-Ireland Intermediate final between St. Rynas and Galls here down in Semple Stadium back at the beginning of January, and here we are now, the 2022 calendar, with the exception of the Junior Championship. The weather obviously has slowed that down, but if we're going to go into 2023 with just one outstanding game, that's a massive credit to the Camogie Association to make that happen.
Absolutely, and that'll be happening in the opening weekend. Darren, let's look quickly then. You know, Lacken would seem to be the favourites on the basis of where I suppose their rise has been, where their form is at, maybe the amount of inter-county influence that they have. But Delvin, they're no slouches either. They're coming into this. They've never got to a stage like this before. I don't think even in club history across all the elements of the GA. So this is a fantastic day for them as well.
Yeah, for Delvin first, Killian, and of course the Westmeath story, 2019 winning the All-Ireland, probably struggling senior, not the inter-county, and we all know about the exploits of Harney and what they have done, but for Delvin it's a massive opportunity for them today. A good spread of a team led by their captain Karen Gaffney at centre back, but I suppose the player that we will be watching is the number 13, Denise McGrath. Just looking at her stats in the last 3 championship games, I think it totals out 415 that she has scored, not all of them from the place ball. She'll be key for them as well, and Lacken will have to deal with her influence, and especially frees getting close to goal, which are always mammoth at this time of the year. Now of course we've marvelled at the wonderful Cavan story over the last couple of years, and Lacken will be hoping to rewrite that again or add another chapter to it today. Like you mentioned, inter-county players like Rosie Crow McKeever is the name that stands out at centre back straight away. Their captain Nicole Murray at corner back too, and of course Roisin O'Keefe, who got 2 goals in the semi-final victory over Father Murphy's, the one that 4-9 to 1-4. She'll be important as well, and again no different as I say that the Delvin defence have to be on top there, and that's where this game probably comes down to, Killian, without making predictions as such yet. Both teams are well capable of getting big scores. Delvin did get 4 goals in their semi-final as well. It's defensively, they conceded 3 goals. They had to go to extra time, I believe, in their semi-final victory as well. They can't afford that luxury here today because Lacken are going to eat that up. Both teams I expect to be prominent. Both sets of defenders I expect to work hard. Delvin will probably have to work that little bit harder to make sure that they keep this ball game in their control.
Delvin, through no fault of their own, had to suffer the walkover in the All-Ireland semi-final. Do you think that works for or against it? They've had a bit more time, whereas Lacken obviously were playing last weekend.
It all depends on the gap as well, and of course with the All-Ireland semi-final as well. Look, I suppose in one way, Killian, when you look at it like this, the All-Ireland semi-finals are only a week ago, which is a short gap between semis and finals, so probably not as big a factor. It's really the test, and they did get a test against Anna Curry in the Leinster Championship as well. They showed their mettle to overcome St. Bride's from Louth, 110 to 1-9 in the Leinster final too. So they've been pushing the wall too. They've had the answers when they needed to deliver them.
Yeah, because that's what was going to be my next question to you. Lacken seem to have got there with some fine scores and big wins, whereas Delvin have had to fight in a number of games to get over that line.
Yeah, it goes back to the point I'm making about defensively as well. And of course, Rosie Crowe McKeever, you have one of the top defenders in the country, let alone in Cavan, representing their club today. But the whole defence has to be on top of it. As much as I question Delvin and what they have to do earlier on, Lacken have the same thing. And I suppose, as I mentioned there with Denise McGrath too, that's the key player as well. But often we see All-Ireland finals, Killian, it's an unknown name that really steps up. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we're talking about one of the other Delvin attackers at the end of the day.
Yeah, well, we wait and see how that goes as the crowd welcomes the teams out onto the pitch. That's Darren Kelly. He'll be with me throughout the afternoon. Make sure and stay with us. On camera is Lacken manager Marie Brady. Marie, great occasion to be here, an All-Ireland final to play for.
It definitely is. We're very excited about it. It's a great achievement for our club and we're looking forward to it.
Looking forward to the opportunity because, you know, they don't come around too often. I suppose you have to be grounding the girls but making the most of the opportunity that they have here.
Yeah. I don't think the girls need to be grounded. They've worked hard from early January to get to this point today. This was their aim at the start of the year, so they are well grounded. Yes, they enjoyed the build up to the week, but they're definitely ready to play a game of camogie.
So
and at the end of the day, it's a game of camogie.
A game of camogie, exactly. 12 months. It'd be a nice Christmas present now to wrap it all up, wouldn't it?
It definitely would.
Looking at it though, your form up to today, you obviously have been quite impressive.
Yeah, we've played well. We have a big panel of girls. There's competition. They're working hard, you know, but you're only as good as your last game. The last game is over today. Anything can happen in a game, and it's all about them going out and doing their best.
And
today.
Can you just tell me, for the club of Lacken, it's a very family-based club, a strong community around you. You know, great support here as well for you.
Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. The support we've got from local businesses, from people in the community, signs, flags, posters. It's just been unreal this week. It's been a really special week, and they are a special club. Particularly Lacken GA, the men's club and the chairperson Jimmy Galligan were really well supported, and we're a dual club. We have ladies football, so we are a real community, small little community, but we work hard together.
We wish you the best of luck, Marie.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jimmy O'Grady, the Delvin manager. Jimmy, tell us, what's it like to be in an All-Ireland final?
It's just the stuff of dreams, and I suppose in an hour and a half time it could be the stuff of nightmares as well. We're here on merit. We rode a luck a few times along the way, especially in Westmeath and in the Leinster campaign as well. Like we were forced, we had to get extra time against the Wicklow champions, and we just scraped over the Loud champions as well. But we're here, and you know, it wasn't raffled, and we're here with a sporting chance.
You are definitely with a chance here because, you know, you've had to show an awful lot of character on occasion to be able to get here, but you've done it, and that's obviously something you've bottled well within that dressing room.
Yeah, listen, it's very easy working with willing companions as well. Like this is all in their DNA, and you know they'll carry it on probably in their professional lives as well. But they work barbarically hard, and they train very hard, and they're really looking forward to this. I just hope it doesn't boil over in some of them. We've some younger girls, some girls with great experience as well, but I don't think it will. Do you know what I mean? I couldn't be happy with the girls, and if we come up short, well then fair play to Lacken. Do you know what I mean? Their team is beating us, but I wouldn't swap my girls for diamonds at the minute.
I know you're not local to Delvin, Jimmy, but what would it mean to the area, do you think? Because you've been, I'm sure, immersed in the club now for a few months at this stage.
Yeah, listen, sure, it'd mean the world to them. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what it do to the youngsters coming on behind them, like monkey see, monkey do? Do you know, it'd be a great inspiration for them as well, and that it can be achieved, and it boils down to hard work and work honesty and their work ethic. Listen, that's really what it is. It's very easy to throw them words out, work ethic and honesty, to a lot of teams, and probably a lot of teams get that on them backs, and maybe they don't deserve it, but these girls do. These girls have earned that right, and that didn't come from me. That came from home life, school work, you name it, and they trained in some treacherous conditions. Like last week we trained a couple of times, and sure, you wouldn't put out a rumour in some of the weather we had last week. Like it was -2, -3, but listen, they trained, but they're playing for the biggest day of their lives in sporting career anyway.
We wish you the best of luck, Jimmy.
Thanks very much.
Thank you. And you're welcome back here to Donaghmore Ashburn then for this AIB All-Ireland Junior B Camogie Club Championship final. And we'll be up and running in the next few minutes. Just to inform you that there's been a change in referee. The standby referee Mike Ryan from Tipperary is now in charge of the game. Unfortunately, Enda Loughnane has been ill-disposed and so not able to make it here. So Mike Ryan will referee the encounter between Delvin and Lacken. And let's run through the teams that line out as selected. So for Delvin, it will be in goal Courtney Carroll, Mags McQuillan, Olivia Keelahan and Ruth Fitzsimons are the full back line. Half back line, Darcy Ryan, the captain Karen Gaffney and Elaine Farley. At centre field it's Anya Newman and Ciara Higgins. The half forward line made up of Caoimhe Gaffney, Linda Kenny and Deirdre Barry, and the full forward line Denise McGrath, Niamh Horn and Linda Clune. For Lacken then, representing Cavan and Ulster, they come in with Michelle Ellis in goal. It's Anya Crowe, Niamh McInerney and the captain Nicole Murray. The half back line made up of Aoife Crowe, her cousin Rosie Crowe McKeever wearing number 6 and Ciara O'Reilly out on the left. Then at centre field it's Roisin Galligan and Aoife Crowe, of course her sister Lucy is at midfield. Linda Murta, Joanne Moore and Alana O'Brien make up the half forward line. Roisin O'Keefe, Tara Hogan and Emer Brady make up the full forward line. And Darren, you know, we'll be getting underway in the next couple of minutes. We'll have a minute's silence as well. We'll tell you about that briefly also. But, you know, just again looking at that Lacken team, the spread of scores, that could be a factor here.
Yeah, like even you look the last day as well against Father Murphy's in the semi-final, Killian Roisin Galligan in midfield getting 1-2 that day. I mentioned in the intro Roisin O'Keefe scoring the 2-2 and of course Tara Hogan as well getting a goal in that match. And just we've got word there, a couple of minutes to throw in, Killian, but we'll have, as you mentioned, the minute silence there before and for two people. As I mentioned, Tara Hogan, it's our grandmother May Murphy from Lacken, will be one of the people that will be remembered before throw-in. And also for Nellie Smith, she is the mother of the Cavan Camogie chairperson Michelle Smith, and also Louise Riley as well. Going back to the question that you asked me, of course the spread of scores is going to be very, very important, and of course the influence of Rosie Crowe McKeever pushing up the field as well. That's the challenge for Delvin. Now Karen Gaffney, as I mentioned, the captain for Delvin, she'll be there to try and marshal that and cut out the supply that goes on into that inside line, and that's the challenge that they have to do. They have to make sure that they stop the ball. But even Killian, we didn't talk about beforehand, the midfield battle, Anya Newman and Ciara Higgins up against Roisin Galligan and Lucy Crowe, providing they line out like that. That'll be very, very intriguing. The possession is 9/10 of the law and a time of the year like this, and that could be a crucial battle between the middle four.
Yeah, it looks like there's going to be a bit of a delay here as well, Darren, because of the crowd that's just coming in. There's obviously been a few late arrivals here just trying to get in around, and I'd imagine Christmas shoppings in various locations, I'd say, held up people getting here. But yeah, so there's going to be a little bit of a delay to the start. You know, looking at Delvin as well, a huge opportunity for them. You know, a club that probably, you know, a lot of people, if you talk to locals down there and everything like that, they probably feel that they don't achieve as well as they probably could have. They're on the outskirts of Mullingar, maybe that's probably a factor, but you know, great to see them competing at an All-Ireland final level. Yeah,
it's a town I know very, very well too, and of course they have a great passion for camogie and for all Gaelic game codes there as well. And it is, and even as you went through the winners beforehand on the trophy, we've had no winner from Westmeath or Cavan of this particular competition. It's an opportunity to move up the ladder and straighten up the game in your own club as well as the game in the county. And again, we talked about Denise McGrath. She's as good as any player in Westmeath, and you could argue any player in any of the Midlands counties around. There's some good talented players here that we'll be looking at over the course of the game. And even Killian as well, the one thing we have to say too, and it's a testament to camogie and how the quality of the game has improved so much over the last couple of years. Like, I'm expecting a good quality match here today. Conditions are ideal, two teams really, really hungry to go. The wind is a slight contribution, but won't be a major factor in the game. And even as you mentioned, the crowd coming in here, and I'm looking at them working their way in here in front of us here in the commentary box, and there's still cars working their way in as well. And stewards are trying to find space for everybody. Fantastic facilities we have here. There's cars parked out the road leading into the town as well. It just goes to show how much the supporters of both of these clubs really appreciate the two teams that are playing.
Yeah, and there's a few in the corporate boxes in here as well. I just noticed Darren in behind us. Hopefully we won't be blocking their view, but fine. We give great credit always if we come here. Donaghmore Ashburn, it's a fabulous facility, and you know, well, they're making the most of it, I'd say today. A lot of people in there maybe might be having a beverage or two, I'd imagine.
I spotted one gentleman coming out with two hot whiskies, and he was ordered to go back inside.
They were for us.
and who knows as the day goes on. But even as you said there about Donaghmore Ashburn, the atmosphere here, like we are right here in the main stand in our commentary box, supporters within an arm's reach of either side as well, and when the game gets on they'll be heard, and I've no doubt the people, well, it might be soundproof behind us in the corporate boxes or inside in the bar. There's an excellent vantage point in there. We've often Killian ourselves had the broadcast from inside back in the day there as well. They'll get a good view of the action. I've no doubt if there's a door open anywhere near us, you'll hear their voices as well.
Yeah, I'm just glad that we have a bit of sunshine here. It's the winter sun. It'll start dropping fairly shortly, but thankfully it's not yesterday or maybe Friday as well, how cold it was. It is cool, but thankfully it's about 7-8 degrees in comparison to -2 and 3 that have been over the last while. The thaw has happened, and I think some people are probably glad to be getting out, because I know if it was maybe me yesterday moving out, Darren, it would have been very, very difficult to be able to get out of the areas that I was in. But anyway, it's up and running here today. It's in sunshine, and again, great credit to the Camogie Association in that, you know, the fixtures are, apart from obviously a junior final that will have to be played out on the 7th or 8th of January, it's a great credit to them that we're finishing up here.
It's great that we're talking about the end of the 2022 year with all bar one game of the 2022 season wrapped up, and the other game is the junior A semi-final is currently ongoing too. We'll have updates on that over the course of the commentary. But as you mentioned about the weather as well, like you would not think what we've gone through over the last week and a bit with the way the weather is here. We're cold, we're well wrapped up, like you know, when you have to be in a day like that. But like look, if you just look at there on your screen, there is the white shot that we have here as well. It looks like it's an autumn day, a spring day, and the ground is very, very good too. There's always concern with the weather when you're coming off the back of a frost and the thaw on the road. Thankfully, even we were both driving up together this morning, it wasn't too bad on the roads for us, and no doubt not too bad for many people here who are here to sample the atmosphere of the occasion as well. Conditions are perfectly set up. We couldn't ask for any more on the 18th of December. It's just who's going to have a happy Christmas now, Killian?
Yeah, well, I better credit Daz with the fact that he was diverted a little bit to pick me up this morning, but I do appreciate that. So we're all here in fine fettle and raring to go. As I said, there is a bit of a delay. If you're joining us, you know why the game is on. There's just a little bit of a delay to the start, I'd say, with the crowd coming in. But both teams out there on the pitch, you can see from that wide angle lens that Luke has for us that both teams are ready to go, and you can see the match officials in the middle. It'll be refereed today by Mike Ryan, helped out by Martin McGann and Gavin Donegan, and all ready to get in place over the next while. But the crowd coming in, it's great to see. As I said, we've a nice little facility here, seated facility, lots of people around, Darren, and it'll help our commentary, I'd imagine, and the atmosphere and everything.
Oh, well, most certainly as well, Killian, and they're filling up here as we go along. And even as you mentioned the two teams, we can see Delvin on our screen. They've had their pre-match huddle, they're lining up. I'd say we'll have the minute silence coming up in a moment. Lacken in blue just off your screen at the moment, just getting a couple of last words in as well. So all the pre-match preliminaries are nearly done, Killian. We'll have the minute silence, of course, mentioned for Nellie Smith and for May Murphy, and then we'll have a Rona Fane, and then we'll be ready to go with the last Camogie final of this calendar year.
Yeah, sun starting to drop is going to hamper us a little bit. The white numbers on the Lacken jerseys as well might be a bit of a factor, but we'll do our very best to keep you up to date, keeping an eye on the action here as we get ready to go. So Delvin will be in the white jersey with the maroon skirt and the maroon across the shoulders as well. Lacken will be in the sky blue and navy. I suppose prominent enough colours within GA in lots of sense of both teams. But as we get ready for the action here in Donaghmore Ashburn GA grounds in County Meath, we will have the minute silence for those individuals that are connected with Camogie across Cavan, and then we will bring you our own Naveen. So our coverage here to happen today, as he said, glad that you're tuned in with everything that's going on, Christmas shopping and World Cup finals and everything, but this is the only final we're going to worry about, and this of course is the Junior B decider between Delvin of Westmeath and Lacken of Cavan.
Yeah, Killian, you're just waiting there just for everything to be sorted out before the minute silence, because supporters are still working their way in as well. As you mentioned, a few minutes of a delay to throw in there, and like the two teams are lined up, they're just waiting for the cue, and I think Caroline's going to give it to us now.
And also Louise Riley, who's a national referee. We also remember May Murphy from the Lacken Club, who is grandmother of Tara Hogan.
So a little bit later than advertised, we're about to get underway here in the next couple of seconds. Referee is Mike Ryan from Tipperary, being helped out by Martin McGann and Gavin Dunican. This, of course, is the venue, Dunamore Ashburn, and the sun just going in behind the clouds, which will probably help us a little bit, Darren, just to be able to pick up everybody over there. But it is about 7 degrees here at the moment, and we're about to get underway. The cup right beside us here. Where will it be resting for and enjoying Christmas? Well, will it be Delvin? Will it be Lacken? We're moments away, Darren.
Yeah, and of course, Killian, as you mentioned there as well, but you call it with the sun going down. Obviously, the concern of light later on. We have plenty of floodlights here. Should we go to extra time? There has to be a winner on the day in this All-Ireland final, according to what we've been told beforehand. So really looking forward to the contest. May the best team win.
Yeah, may the best team win, and action about to get underway then here between the two sides. Just noticing Caoimhe Gaffney going into the middle of the field here for the throw-in from Delvin. Of course, she's been coming back and forth from London for matches here today. Well, I'd imagine if she picks up an All-Ireland medal, all those trips from London will be worth it as the ball is in, the game is on, and it's Lacken to get the first touch on it with Lucy Crowe. And it's flicked on there by her relation, Rosie. Rosie, of course, well known in the Cavan circles, and a very successful household as well, of course, with county titles and everything for husband and wife within that family. But Rosie looking to get one up, I imagine, on the hubby with an All-Ireland medal. Anyway, as the free is won by Delvin, it's down into the corner where Denise McGrath gets a touch on it early doors there. She'll be the lady that Lacken will have to be keeping an eye on. She got that goal in that Leinster final and ultimately decided she went to have the shot off there, but she's blocked off. It's back to the aforementioned Caoimhe Gaffney from long range. Ball is on the way and over the bar. Good score from Delvin. No messing around, Darren.
No messing around, and Caoimhe Gaffney perfectly placed to receive the ball there after the original break cut down first. I think it was on Denise McGrath. Caoimhe Gaffney completely unmarked. You'd mentioned her beforehand, Killian, and there's the shot there. She took the shot, put it over the bar. 1-0 to Delvin.
Yeah, so it was Lacken that started off quite well, but it was Delvin, no messing around, got the free down, and eventually Denise McGrath back to Caoimhe Gaffney and up and over the bar. So that breeze is probably into the Lacken goalkeeper's face there, and it will be a significant factor if you look at the flags on the sideline. But the ball over on the far side now, trying to get it there, Joanne Moore. It's taken away from her, but it's a clubmate that's able to pick it up and get moving here. And she goes for the return pass now. Joanne looking to get inside, being held off by the Delvin defence. Here's a shout there from Emer Brady. Emer, of course, has been in with the Cavan panel over the last while. Ball is on the deck again though, but trying to get in there, the Delvin defence to play it away. But it looks like Lacken are going to be able to get on the break here with Roisin Galligan scored a goal and 2 points in the semi-final. Back it goes into the hand of her midfield partner Lucy Crowe. Shot coming off there from Lacken, and that ball is up and over the bar. Patient build up and into that breeze, Darren. That is a fine score there coming from Joanne Moore.
Yeah, the perfect response as well, but the link-up play with the Lacken players, we can see here the two midfielders, Roisin Galligan and Lucy Crowe, involved, and of course Joanne Moore with confidence puts the ball over the bar, setting up nicely, Killian.
Point apiece then here after 2 and a bit minutes in Dunamore Ashburn as this ball breaks here now with Linda Murta trying to get in there, but it's kicked on by the other number 10, Caoimhe Gaffney. Got the opening score of the game. Lacken are in there to try and get a swing on that. Rosie Crowe coming across now to be able to get a dart on this, and down along the sideline here, palms the ball inside. Heard the shout from Emer Brady. Brady is blocked down though by Linda Kenny, and it's on the 65 here now, just down from us, and it's Delvin driven on by their crowd that have come in here. Great crowds from both clubs here for the action. Sure, with a bit of GA just before Christmas, why wouldn't you be out and about as the Lacken player goes down, and opportunity then comes about with the number 14 trying to get on that ball there. That was Niamh Horn. Ball is played back down, and it's going to be Rosie Crowe that gets it forward. Ian Teamer Brady on the her own 65, knocks it down into the corner now. Opportunity maybe for Hogan to be able to turn on this and get a bit of a run, but Roisin O'Keefe is in there, gets inside her marker Mags McQuillan, settling on this ball, loses control of it, but she's getting a free. Going to be an opportunity. Ball was there to be won, but the hurl was in over her shoulder, and good bit of play there, you'd have to say, by the Lacken moving that ball. Considering the wind, Darren, they're playing at low trajectory and it's working for them.
Great ball in from Emer Brady, that low ball in the direction of Roisin O'Keefe, and straight away Roisin wanted to take on her player, got inside. The high challenge there results in the free for Lacken, and you'd fancy them killing it to go in front.
So an opportunity here then for Lacken to go ahead in this game after just 4 minutes. A lively encounter here, and that shot coming in from Emer Brady. It's off the upright, ball is back in and shot, ball is back in the net. Great response to the breaking ball there. You'd have to credit the woman that won the free in the initially, Roisin O'Keefe. Darren, she thought very little about that ball, straight away reacted. She was the one quickest, controlled it expertly on the hurl, into the hand, back of the net.
Clip the 10-second video of exactly that goal there if you're a coach or even a young camogie player around the country. Roisin O'Keefe there, perfectly positioned. Emer Brady didn't get the connection on the free that she wanted. The ball broke out kindly, and Roisin O'Keefe was there first time to get the ball, puts it into the back of the net, and Lacken are 3 points up.
And Lacken score goals, as we know, got 4 in this semi-final, got 2 in the Ulster final, 4 in the Ulster semi-final, and they're well able to find the back of the net, and that'll be a thing that Delvin are going to have to keep an eye on. But they got the goal here early doors. We saw what a goal did in some of the games yesterday. What they did was spurred the match on, and it'll be interesting to see now how Delvin respond. They have a free. Denise McGrath then going to be able to take this. Of course, Denise scored 1-6 in that Leinster final against St. Bride's. Knocks this ball in, gets a good sand wedge on it, but she's driven it to the right and wide, and you can't afford to miss it, especially with the wind at an advantage.
No, but the pressure was on that as well. Even though we're only very early in the game, Killian, we're just gone past the 5-minute mark. You would have just felt that Delvin needed to respond to the Lacken goal with a score. No doubt Denise will get plenty of scores over the course of the match, but she'd be disappointed to miss that.
But Darren, so much has happened. You'd think there was longer than 5 minutes gone, but it is Lacken that are in front, and having to spin around there a few times was Elaine Farrelly. She tried to get that ball off, and she gets it back in return, and Caoimhe Gaffney got the opening, scored again, plays the ball across, but it's the Lacken defence that are marshalling it well there at the moment, and it's Niamh McInerney that's out to be able to dig that ball away and take it from away from McGrath. Pops the pass over to the number 10, Linda Murta. Murta was trying to get control of it, but she's been marshalled away from it there by Denise McGrath. Very, very experienced player, of course, with the Westmeath senior team. But it's Lacken that had that ball, but it's a throw ball there, says referee Mike Ryan, and it's going to be a free and a chance for McGrath again. And she would like to go from them from distance. It's still 55 metres out of thereabouts. Darren, she has the wind behind her, but she'll be looking to make up for that miss there.
Yeah, Killian, I was just going through the any positional switches, and Delvin seems to be lining out, with the exception of that change in the start with Caoimhe Gaffney and Ciara Higgins swapping positions. For Lacken, it looks like Niamh McInerney's been given the task of staying with Denise McGrath. They pinpointed that target. She was out there. Yes, the free was conceded, but she was out there with her the whole time.
Denise McGrath then dropping this ball in, but it's only going to drop on the edge of the square. Didn't get enough behind it to trouble the goal out there, and the Lacken defence are all over it there. Anya McGrath trying to come out, being helped out there by the other cornerback and the captain, Nicole Murray. Ball is on the ground, though. Delvin trying to get it then and kick it away there, trying to be with it. Niamh Horn, also an experienced enough player with the Westmeath setup. Ball is still on the ground, and a bit of a fly at it there by Deirdre Barry, but the ball's still there, being kicked and moved, but Mike Ryan happy. The ball is continuing to move. It's in still a bit of a scrum, but taking it away. Anya Crow looks for a gap over on the far side to try and relieve a little bit of action there. Alana O'Brien gets down and picks it up and looking to play it cross field here now, trying to be Emer Brady. Brady gets a touch on it, but the ball is back in Delvin possession, and it's a good bit of control and play there, you'd have to say, by centre back Karen Gaffney, the captain of this setup, and also Westmeath inter-county player. Inside to Niamh Horn. Horn now, the Westmeath inter-county players linking up here well for Delvin. A little bit of a nudge there by Linda Kenny. It might have worked out, but she's on the ground now, and into there to try and take that ball away is Rosie Crow-McKeever out close to the line. It's gone out for a 45, and a chance here and then for Delvin to be able to get a shot again. Denise McGrath will fancy it, but it's a tight enough angle, you'd imagine, here again with the wind behind. But again, another shot at the post there.
Yeah, you have to give Mike Ryan credit too, Killian. He's letting the players off there. You can see the ball moving previously, and even there they looked like a bit of a nudge into Kenny and Wright, but letting the players on to compete for the ball. It's broken kindly for Delvin. It is more difficult than the previous effort for Denise McGrath, but again the pressure is on.
Denise McGrath then will probably the easier free that she's had so far, heading it towards that right hand upright, but it's pulled away again, and that starts to set in on the confidence a bit, Darren.
Yeah, and when you miss two in the early stages, but of course she's an experienced campaigner. We talked about her scoring stats beforehand. She'll eventually get one and get herself up and running, but Delvin could just do it a point at the moment, because you just get anxious, Killian, if you feel like you're chasing the game even this early.
Yeah, the wind is behind her as she's having those shots off a goal. You can see now at the moment a lot of Lacken players behind the ball because they're conscious of the conditions. They're minding that goal as much as possible as the ball is played across, trying to be in the direction of McGrath, but it's well plucked out there by Aoife Crow, and she's trying to get out, but she's hustled off that ball by Niamh Horn illegally, says Mike Ryan, and it's going to be a free for the Cavan and Ulster champions. So opportunity now for Rosie to send this ball along. Rosie, of course, who joined us on commentary of the Nancy Murray final during the summer. Well experienced player, of course, within the Lacken and Cavan setup. Ball comes off of the hand there, though, of Alan O'Brien. Was trying to keep moving with it, and it's out for a sideline cut here. Down below us for wing back Elaine Farrelly. So finding up a little bit of blade of grass here, which I have to say, Dunamore Ashburn pitch holding up expertly well, considering all the weather that we've had in the context of how cold it's been. But it's holding well underfoot. Good cut there, but blocked there by Rose Sheen Galligan. Ball falls to the deck and trying to win it there. Aoife Crowe trying to get in there as well. Cueva Gaffney. Ball is being waited. There's a hustle and harrying and everything going on, and it looked like a Delvin player got it, but hooshing her off it there was Lucy Crowe. Eventually then at the back of the ruck there, looking to get in there and get a touch on it was Elaine Farrelly. Still there as well, Alan O'Brien. Ball is on the deck trying to pick it out, going backwards with it, but Lacken seemed to have found a bit of space. They did have it, then they lost it, trying to roll it up there now. Ciara O'Reilly. Ball is still being moved though, and eventually trying to get a touch on it. Cueva Gaffney. Ball is still on the deck. No one be able to get it up. It's hoosed out towards the line by a Lacken player, and Ciara O'Reilly finds the touch as such. It's going to be the other number 7, Elaine Farrelly, is going to take this sideline cut. You're watching the AIB All-Ireland Junior B Camogie Club Championship Final. Congratulations to Clonduff and also to Sarsfields on their victories yesterday in Croke Park. Another All-Ireland title to be won here today, and don't forget the Junior A final will be played out in the new year with the Junior A semi-final ongoing at the moment. Darren might be able to look us out a score update on that, but Delvin grown into the game now a little bit after the concession of the goal though, Darren, but they need to make count these place balls.
They're getting plenty of opportunity over the last while now. They've changed the free taker at the moment, but it's further out there, and unfortunately just not happening for them Anya Newman. But she didn't panic, she reacted, hitting the ball down along the ground. But you're saying they're killing a lot of play, and they do have the win in the first half. It has to be mentioned with Delvin. A lot of play is happening in the Lacken half of the field, but like we saw earlier on, when they haven't scored in a while, they've made a couple of unforced errors in the last couple of minutes, including a third example just there. Delvin just has to keep pushing and pushing, but just need that score.
Aoife Crowe was trying to kick that forward there towards Alan O'Brien, but again out over the line right here in front of us. Anya Newman was the one that tried to take that free there, and Anya of course as well experienced enough with the Westmeath team. But it's Rosie Crowe McKeever that gets on this ball and trying to get inside, but well robbed off her there by Niamh Horn, and a combination of Niamh and Anya Newman. Eventually the ball breaks, but it's Lacken that are on it again. And they're sky blue and navy with Lucy Crowe giving it back there, and down along the wing it goes now. And if Lacken get on a run here, Darren, they could cause problems.
Yes, indeed. Joanne Moore again, Killian just a space out to the left. Karen Gaffney having the same very, very close cover.
What a ball inside. Lan O'Brien now. Here's a 3-on-2 situation. Lan O'Brien has loads of time. She settles on this, sends it towards the post, up and over the bar. And when they get the break, they have the forwards to make it count.
They certainly do as well, and again Alana O'Brien in space there. Joanne Moore doing well because Karen Gaffney wasn't making it easy for her on the left, but there you go, you see Alana O'Brien with the ball, puts it over the bar, 4 points between them.
Yeah, 1-2-1, and already a spread of scores for Lacken. They've 3 different scores here as the ball breaks. In behind now again is Joanne Moore looking to keep the ball up this end of the field, but it's Elaine Farrelly being on a lot of ball in the early stages. Karen Gaffney, the captain, picks it up and knocks it down along the wing here now. Trying to keep it in play there was wing back Ciara O'Reilly, but it's picked up by Niamh Horn for Delvin. Delvin looking to get another score on the board. Got the opening score of the game through Cueva Gaffney. Denise McGrath trying to get on the ball. She hasn't been successful so far on the place balls, and one is dropped short. 2 wide she has, and Lacken are driving on with a 1-2 to a point lead. Ball is in the hands now of Darcy Ryan, trying to get the ball forward here, looking to use her body to be able to get possession of that. Linda Kenny, who was retired and came back into the action here as Delvin make a charge forward to try and win an All-Ireland title. But it's Lacken that are coming forward again, trying to play the ball forward. Mike Ryan says that the cornerback there, Nicole Murray, the captain of Lacken, couldn't do it legally, so he awards her a free.
Yeah, Nicole Murray doing well there as well to win the ball too and win the free out. Killian, you were asking me there, we have a result from that Junior Club Championship semi-final. It's Berdina Ogive from Antrim who have won. They've beaten Adair by Limerick by 1 point. It finished Berdina Ogive from Antrim 110, Adair from Limerick 1-9.
Oh, close game, and it just shows you how Antrim Camogie, how things continue so good for them. They might have lost out with Lochiel yesterday, but part of one of the greatest club finals I think in recent memory, no question, yesterday in that battle that they had with Sarsfields, as Anya Newman tried to play that ball forward. But you'd have to credit the Lacken forwards are doing some great defensive work as well, and they stopped that clearance, and it's going to be a Lacken sideline cut here with Emer Brady, who, as we said, has been in around the Cavan panel now the last few years, an experienced enough player. 3 points in the All-Ireland semi-final, and she gets a decent enough cut down into the corner, expertly won there and played. And, just maybe eye taken off the ball there by Roisin O'Keefe, who got that goal. who responded so well to Emer Brady's free coming back off the crossbar and settled on it and put it into the back of that Delvin net. As Lacken come forward again there, Brady trying to get away after all that bit of a ruck, and she was pulled back, and it should be an easy tap over.
Yeah, but it's again another example there with 5 players going in for the ruck. As the player just standing back, the third Lacken player, that was Emer Brady, and the ball broke for her. She was ready to go. Unfortunately for Max McQuillan, she had to make the decision to make the foul, and Lacken have another chance to stretch their lead.
Yeah, Lacken have the chance then, Brady, but the wind is coming across her a little bit, so she's going to have to judge this very, very well. The last free that she took did come down off the crossbar, so let's see what happens here. She's a little bit closer to go, but the angle is tighter. Brady then sends this ball across, and it's over the bar. Judge it very well, Darren.
Oh, she did it very well, because you mentioned there, like, the way the wind is coming, it was no gimme by any stretch of the imagination, but Emer Brady's done an awful lot of good things in the early stages of this match, winning her own free, putting it over the bar, 1-3 to a point.
1-3 to a point, Darren, and that's a significant advantage, considering the wind has been against them, as the ball is heading over in this direction, trying to get up there and win it was Linda Murta, but the ball breaks all the way to Roisin Galligan, got 1-2 in that All-Ireland semi-final, plays it into the middle where trying to get on it there is Karen Gaffney and a combination of cornerback Ruth Fitzsimons, but it's not going to get away. Here's a 1-on-1. Joanne Moore is in. Joanne Moore goes low. Joanne Moore's batted away. Ball is still there to be flicked in off the goal line. Ball missed then by Lacken. Opportunity still accruing in there. There's Lacken players and there's no Delvin defence really getting back to help out now. They eventually are there in numbers and work it out. But Darren, there could have been 2 goals in that.
Yeah, I hope we get to see it again in a moment there, Killian, but there could have been excellent save first from Courtney Carroll on the first shot, but Joanne Moore, Roisin O'Keefe and Tara Hogan would be kicking herself for missing the rebound there as well, because that would have put them in a real dominating position this early in the contest.
Great save, Courtney Carroll, but maybe Joanne Moore should have gone a little bit lower with the shot, but it remains 1-3 to a point with 15 minutes gone. Lots of action here as the ball is unceremoniously cleared out to the left hand side there by Elaine Farrelly. Not a whole lot of play has happened over on the side the dugouts. It's been all on this side, but Gavin Dunnigan gets a chance to signal a sideline ball over on the far side that Karen Gaffney will be able to take.
We just want to say as well, Killian, Elaine Farrelly working very hard in the defence for Delvin too. She's been covering all 3 channels of the field so far. She had a block there at the moment just when Lacken looked like they were coming again. She's about to take the sideline cut.
Delvin, of course, managed by Jimmy O'Grady and Shane Cummins, natives of Edenderry. Down helping out Delvin and bringing them to an All-Ireland final here. Of course, winning the Westmeath title against Castle Pollard and then the Leinster final against St. Bride's of Louth. Had a walkover in the All-Ireland semi-final, but they're here today lining out against Lacken, but Lacken at the moment are the ones in control.
Yeah, but it's a good point you make as well. We were talking in the intro, hadn't realised it was a 5-week absence Delvin last played, which is a long time to play to. I thought it was only about a 3-week period, which would have been ideal, and it takes time to settle into the contest, especially a game of this magnitude.
Yeah, absolutely, and you consider the weather that we heard from Jimmy, of course, everyone trying to train it, but Lacken, had the game last week and they're linking up here well, trying to get that into the hand of the goal scorer Roisin O'Keefe was Joanne Moore, but it's on the ground again, trying to get there, a combination of Olivia Keelahan and Elaine Farrelly. Ball is over and on the deck again, a roll lift there, but it's fell out of the hand and it's still on the deck. Number of players there trying to get in and win it, and it looks like Lacken are the ones that are coming away with it there with Roisin O'Keefe. Ball breaks on, it's in favour of the number 10 Caoimhe Gaffney. Got the opening point of the game, but there's been nothing very since for Delvin. Unfortunately, have troubled the goals a couple of times but haven't got the scores. Ball is back and it's shot in long by Galligan. Dangerous ball in on the edge of the square, gathered by Lacken on the ground again. Shot going to be set off here by Joanne Moore. Ball is taken away again by the Delvin defence. They're at 6s and 7s, but they're still minding that goal there as ball is back out now. Roisin O'Keefe back out into the hand, going to have a shot off of the goals, up and over the bar, dropped in. I was sure it was over the bar, came back towards Tara Hogan. She had a fly at it and it went out to the right. Again, that should have been a goal there.
Yeah, Killian, I'm just trying to write down what happened there in the last 30 seconds and say sometimes an awful lot can happen in there, but I don't know how the ball did not go in. Another 3 opportunities there. They missed 3 before and 6 chances going to Megan.
Chances going to Began there. I thought it was definitely over the bar with Roisin O'Keefe, but it came back off the upright somehow, and then it was Tara Hogan. Just you would thought to tap it to the net, but she probably put just a little bit too much on it, and it went out over to the right and eventually was cleared. All happening here, no question about it. Goal chances aplenty. as Lacken do very, very well to block down the Delvin defence there, and they're come driving on it again. Galligan kicks it on now, looking for a little bit of attention, but trying to get it. Roisin O'Keefe, 2-2 she got. Of course, in the All-Ireland semi-final, she's already got a goal here after 4 minutes, but it's Delvin to come out with it and driving on here. You'd have to credit his centre-back and captain, Karen Gaffney. She is trying to do everything she can out there to pull Delvin into this game.
Yeah, well, Killian, quite simply, we think we can say this safely. If Lacken don't win this match, they'll go back to those two big opportunities that happened in the last couple of minutes. Karen Gaffney, Caoimhe Gaffney as well, many other players there, just back holding Onion Newman, doing well to run out the field and win the free as well, and just give Delvin a bit of a breather. Here we go again, as we just see the ball pinging on the place. That was the effort from Roisin O'Keefe there that came off the upright, falling down. I think it was Tara Hogan who was trying to go in and finish it off. I don't know if Courtney Carroll got a touch. Boy, if she did, that's the save of the season.
Absolutely. As we have a breakdown at the far end then for a bit of an injury here. Mike Ryan just going on to check on matters, but the Mayor Ferna for Delvin in, trying to, I suppose, jig up his defence and keep them going here. Darren, what would be the message? Because like realistically now you'd feel with the weather the way it is, like I know wind and factor conditions never win you a match, but you'd feel Delvin might need a goal before half time here to stay in touch.
Well, it just needs a bit of composure as well. Their defence are working very, very hard, and Caoimhe Gaffney has gone back to help them out as well, which is not what you want to be doing when the elements are in your favour. The reality is Delvin have given the ball away too cheaply, often around their own half forward line as well. The Lacken defence have quickly moved the ball down the field. You spoke beforehand about the greater spread of players that Lacken seem to have in this game. They're certainly all stepping up at the moment, various different players in important, very different roles. They should have 3 goals in this game at least, but look, Delvin are holding out and they'll take a great psychological boost out of that, even if they can just get the next point.
Yeah, absolutely. And waiting for some of the attention there. It's all been sorted out now, and the free going to be taken then by Caoimhe Gaffney all the way back in her own half, as you can see from the shot. Cameraman today is Luke. Ball is dropping down the far end, and McGrath is trying to get on this, but she's been well marshalled, I have to say. Denise McGrath back there, and here's Rosie Cromer-Keever, just gets away from her. She's going to have a bit of a fly in it. It gets dug in the bit of high grass, is getting onto it now. Niamh Horan getting away from the Lacken defence, but she's dropped it, and the Lacken defence are all around her, but she's slalomed her way. It's somehow through and going to get a shot off, but she doesn't get enough power on it. Picked up there by Emer Brady, who's back helping out, and lovely bit of play by Emer Brady. Spots a little bit of a gap, but the ball has just been dropped by Lacken. Delvin all over it now at the moment, a bit of a scrum forming over it, and trying to kick it on there now is Linda Kenny. Ball is with McGrath, it's on the ground, and Deirdre Barry in there as well, but the Lacken defence look like they've come out with it. It's going to be cleared by full back there, Niamh McInerney. Ball to the far side now, trying to get in on it there now is Caoimhe Gaffney and Elaine Farley, trying to get over there as well. It was Alana O'Brien and Joanne Moore. They have been point scorers for Lacken. They lead 1-3 to a point here in this AIB All-Ireland Junior B Camogie Club Championship Final. As the ball plays infield, and Delvin might be able to react to this now. McGrath, here's an opportunity, 2-on-1 situation, ball is inside. I said it literally 90 seconds ago, Delvin might need a goal. They've got the goal, Darren Kelly.
They have the goal indeed, and it was great work there from Linda Kenny first to block down the attempted clearance by Roisin Cromer-Keever, and there's Denise McGrath helping the ball across. Niamh Horan gently into the back of the net. A massive score. They have taken their goal chance. Lacken have left 2 behind.
Credit to Denise McGrath, the one-handed flick down across the goal. It was a vital play.
You can just hear the noise here now, Killian. They weren't quite beforehand. They're certainly raising their voices here now, especially the Delvin supporters. That's a massive score, and again, as I mentioned before, a massive psychological boost.
Yeah, and it's woken up the Delvin crowd as well. 1-3 to 1-1. 22 minutes gone, and Lacken now maybe need to take an opportunity, and they're driving on here with Lucy Crowe. Lovely ball into the corner now. Opportunity for Lacken maybe to respond after that goal. Looking to burn inside and get on the charge here now is the goal scorer Roisin O'Keefe. She was pulled back though by Olivia Keelan, and well, it's going to be a free, and I take Keelan going to be spoken to. I believe she's normally a wing forward, so you know she's come in there to replace I believe Niamh Coogan, who broke her thumb in the Leinster semi-final, started that Leinster final and had to come off, so maybe Olivia is just finding it hard going there against someone like Roisin O'Keefe.
Well, it's the second time that Delvin have had to do, we call it the professional foul as such, and Mike Ryan did have a word with Olivia Keelan there. He's reluctant to give out a yellow card, and that's good refereeing from him, but they won't get away with that for too long, because Roisin O'Keefe was put through, and you fancy Emer Brady now. This again, Killian, like the first score of the match, if she puts this over, great response from Lacken.
Yeah, tight enough angle again. If she does the exact same thing, she judges it, it's over the bar. I have to say, Emer Brady she's a fine place ball taker, Darren, because in those conditions she's had to judge it very, very well.
And she's one of the stand-up players on the pitch at the moment, Killian, it has to be said. She's been covering ground around the field as well as setting up a score and taking those 2 frees that you just mentioned. The first one that she won herself. Caoimhe Gaffney was just down, receiving some attention there at the moment. We're ready to go again, but she has been a big difference between the team. But again, Delvin have 2 scores in the match. Lacken have hit back straight away both times, getting the score themselves.
Yeah, good response after that goal. 1-4 to 1-1. Ball breaks in the middle and Lacken are all over it again. Impressive play there by Aoife Crowe. She's blocked down though by Ciara Higgins. Delvin maybe have just got into this psychologically now, have started to lift a little bit, but Lacken are driving out with it again, looking to get away now and charge up into the forwards. Looked a bit illegal there across the body of the Lacken player, and it's going to be a free in, and I'd imagine it's going to be a long effort here. I'd be interested to see which one of the
Emer Brady seems to be there.
I imagine it is going to be Emer Brady. Thought maybe it was going to be Roisin Galligan was going to stand over there and knock it in, but it's Emer that's playing nearly every blade of grass out here at the moment. Darren, is there an area she hasn't been in?
No, there certainly isn't, Killian, and the confidence is up at the moment. And I always say, Killian, that it's not the goal is the big score of the game, it's the score afterwards. Lacken have got it again there now. Let's see what they do with this.
Yeah, dropping in, and we knew it was going to be, and it's O'Keefe. It's all over. The goal scorer looking to slip inside. O'Keefe! There's your response, Darren Kelly. Knew well the free was going to drop short, was in the right place, and then makes it all of her own, sticks it in the top corner.
Just like the first goal of the game, even though that was a closer free, that was probably missed here, but there you go. Roisin O'Keefe again burying the ball to the back of the net. She wasn't going to leave too many chances up behind. Again, Emer Brady sending a perfect ball down the field, and Lacken have cancelled out the Delvin goal.
Yeah, there you go. 2 goals and 2 points in the All-Ireland semi-final. She's got 2 goals in the All-Ireland final. Roisin O'Keefe, a big game player, is stepping up here, has Lacken 2-4 to 1-1 in front. Ball is into the middle. Delvin have to come again now. It's all of a sudden a massive lead for Lacken as they drive on here with Joanne Moore. Has a point to her name already. Has players left and right. Oh, slalom their way through. Joanne Moore. Roisin O'Keefe is on a hat-trick, but that ball is broken down. O'Keefe stepping inside onto her right-hand side, dropping it in and dropping it over the bar.
A fantastic score there again from Roisin O'Keefe, and Lacken a bit of mess in there, or a mix-up in communication between herself and Joanne Moore. Though saying that, Killian, Delvin should not have been allowing the Lacken forwards to get that much space with the ball. They made a mistake in the attack. Emer Brady again involved in the move, setting up Joanne Moore first. Delvin conceding that point will hurt them because they could have and should have dealt with it.
1-3 to 1-1 it was when the goal went in, Darren. That's been some response from Lacken, hasn't it?
1-2, they've nearly doubled their tally, Killian, and we talked about the 2 goal opportunities they've left behind them when they've hit back, and Delvin again just need to compose themselves, concentrate. We've been praising their defence, but they got a bit loose there again, and now Lacken are firing up the field.
Yeah, flying up the field with Emer Brady, popping the pass here to Joanne Moore, and Delvin can't live with the Lacken forwards at the moment. Just at 6 and 7s every time Moore or I'd have to say Emer Brady get on the ball. They are finding gaps inside for the attackers like Roisin O'Keefe. Ball is played on there now by Aoife Crowe into the corner, but it's well read back there by Caoimhe Gaffney. As we said, it's so long ago you would feel she got the opening score of the game, and look what Lacken have been able to do since. As the ball played forward now, but the space inside, if Delvin rail to get it, there'll be a one-on-one opportunity. Ball is on the deck though, and the Lacken defence have dealt with it there with Ciara O'Reilly playing the ball across now, and they always seem to be able to find one of their own teammates, don't they?
Oh, they do indeed, and there we go. Roisin Galligan firing up the field again, setting up an attack. She might go herself with this one.
Yeah, and it's just gone out to the left and wide, and well, I think by my records that's the first wide for Lacken.
I was just wondering, I missed one there, but they had a couple that dropped short as well. 2 wides for Delvin, 1 for Lacken, if my stats are correct. They won't mind missing that one too, but they're looking for another couple of points to try and really drive this home before half time.
2-5 to 1-1. The ball breaks and trying to drive on here now. Anya Newman picked up by Deirdre Barry. Barry tried to play it forward, but she's well blocked down by Nicole Murray. Might have 4 in her back, but she's covering every blade of grass at the moment, Darren. And just Lacken, since that goal went in, they just seem to have gone up about 10% here.
Well, Killian, if you look at the Lacken defenders, they're following their own players, like an old school type of defending as well. They're sticking with their own person, regardless of where they change positions. Ciara O'Reilly's often been in a full back there, marking Niamh Hall. We mentioned Niamh McInerney going after Denise McGrath. I think Nicole Murray is on, Nicole Murray's on Deirdre Barry. Yeah, so the Lacken defenders comfortable in their position in defence. They'll follow their own players, and it's working out well for them so far.
Yeah, working out well so far. Right, a bit of a scrum down here in front of us on the 65. It's been watched by Martine McCann and Mike Ryan. Micah was called into duty a couple of hours before the final, and I believe Enda Loughnane, a bit of mechanical trouble, wasn't able to make it, so Micah stepped in here. Martine McCann is on this side, and over on the far side Gavin Dunnigan.
I just want to say as well, Killian, great to have an experienced official like Mike Ryan to come in there. Really feel for him to look down from Galway, a man I know very, very well, and really moving up the camogie ladder as well. A very accomplished official. I certainly hope, and I have no doubt, he'll get another crack in the All-Ireland final in the near future.
Yeah, 2-5 to 1-1 then. Lacken lead here with 29 minutes on the clock, and again it's missed there by Denise McGrath. The second player that the free has got away from, but it might still work out, breaking inside. But there is Emer Brady. Every blade of grass in Donaghmore Ashburn she's seen in the opening half here as that ball is played forward. Cut out though there by Anya Newman. Trying to get out and win it there is Roisin O'Keefe. What a game she's having. It's going to be hard to pick a player of the match even at this stage as the ball played inside now. Trying to get it there towards Tara Hogan. Ball breaks on the ground. Lacken still in control there. O'Keefe in there trying to win it back. She does. She pulls it away to herself. Trying to get inside her marker there in Olivia Keelan. Ball is worked out across field. What a pass out to Brady, all on her own, on the 45. Went to have a shot at it, but it was charged down well there by Karen Gaffney, and Delvin going to lift the siege.
Yeah, great block down, an important block down as well. I think it was Quiva Gaffney in that occasion. Now what can Delvin do here?
Opportunity for Delvin if they could get it inside again. Their attackers are in, but the ball has gone too long. I think Mike was calling it back for a free. And that's the only thing I'd be worried about, Darren, is Lacken have tracked their player, but they've left a massive gap on occasion that if Delvin Rail takes flight, they could get something
out. It's a high-risk game there, Mike, maybe half a second too soon there because Denise McGrath was going through, but there was a hold-up beforehand, so he went for the whistle, looking at the advantage. Again, Killian, and look, they got the goal, they conceded the goal since we're just gone into injury time, are we? They just need a point again, settle everything down, and that's the message that Jimmy O'Grady will be getting out to them at half-time. 1
minute of additional time has been signalled over on the far side, so about 50 seconds remaining. Delvin needs something here. McGrath's gone low just to see will they maybe be able to get something out. It's on the edge of the square. Ball is inside, but it's taken away. And it's the goalkeeper, Michelle Ellis, that gets that ball away. It could have went anywhere down there, especially on that bit of surface.
Yeah, I think it was Linda Clune, the player that hit it along the ground, but Michelle Ellis was there perfectly positioned to clear the ball, and all of a sudden now we're looking at a Lacken attack.
Where Lacken going to close this out. Roisin O'Keefe playing the ball across here now. The opportunity here for Linda Murphy in a bit of space. Needs another touch on it. She gets inside. Could still give it to O'Keefe. Ball is inside now again. Opportunity to maybe turn around and have a shot at goal. Off to the left and wide. And that maybe is going to be all of the play of this first half. Only their second wide. 2 goals and a point Roisin O'Keefe has got. She got 2-2 in the whole All-Ireland semi-final. 2-1 already in the first half of the All-Ireland final. And we're coming towards the first whistle. As Mike Ryan is happy though to let the play continue. And here come Lacken again. Opportunity to drive it in here with Roisin Galligan. Ball is up and over the bar. In fact, it was Roisin. It was Rosie Crow McKeever. Apologies. She isn't going to get flack for that offer now.
No, indeed, but you should have known that. Have to share the commentary box with her, but no, she went flying up the field there. We mentioned her attacking instincts. That was a good response after they missed there. Lacken have got a score, and Rosie Crow McKeever playing like a leader.
Yeah, well, she's showing the way, and Mike Ryan continued to play on, even though we had the additional time of just a minute was signalled. And we're now on to nearly 32 gone.
In fairness, there was a couple of stops in the first half anyway.
Yeah, I thought it would have been more than a minute, but that's what went up over on the far side, I was sure.
But it is the minimum time as well, I can understand. But I'd say we'll have the last attack here now.
Emer Brady with the cut. Mike, I'd say, is going to call it there. You have it. 2-6 to 1-1. Apart from maybe a spell of about 90 seconds, realistically, Lacken, that's a Carlsberg written all over the such.
Oh, look, it's another bumper contest here for Camogie. And you hear the Lacken supporters in particular very, very happy. And Killian, quite simply, yes, they had 2 big goal opportunities to let go of Beckham, but they took 2 goals very, very well. The first one might have had a bit of fortune, but they responded to the 2 Delvin scores in particular, and that's why they lead this All-Ireland final by 8 points. For Delvin, it is an All-Ireland final. It's a massive occasion. You can tell the nerves have probably got to them a little bit at the start of the game. They've met some unforced errors, dropping 2 frees, conceding the ball between the half-forward line and the full-forward line as well. Another opportunity, took the goal very, very well from Niamh Horn. Another chance there, an excellent stop from Michelle Ellis. But look, Jimmy O'Grady's going to try and get Delvin in a half-time. So listen, calm down. There's 30 minutes of Camogie here to play, and it's nothing until the full-time whistle. Yes, we're against the wind, but look, we saw what Lacken have done against the wind. So we are in this contest, we are creating chances, we are getting plenty of the ball, even if we're riding our luck a little bit. However, on the other side of things, Lacken, they'll be delighted to be 8 points up, but they know they could have put this All-Ireland final to bed at half-time. They haven't put it to bed yet. It's still a big 30 minutes ahead, but Delvin have to come out with all guns blazing.
They're going to have to, Darren, and you wonder where it's going to come from, because all 6 forwards for Lacken are causing them all sorts of problems. 4 of them are on the scoreboard, and 2 others could have had a couple of opportunities as well. Tara Hogan probably could have had a goal in that sense. So, you'd have to say Jimmy has an awful lot to work on there in the next 10 minutes to sort it out.
Yeah, but it's work rate pretty much killing him, you have to say. And Lacken are working that little bit even harder than Delvin at the moment. Like you mentioned, Emer Brady there. How many times do we say she dropped back? And yes, Quiva Gaffney has started doing the same for Delvin. But I've struggled to see the other players that are putting in that bit of extra work as well. I don't mean to be critical of Delvin when I say that. I mentioned already, it could be the nerves of the occasion, the couple of mistakes. Like Denise McGrath has worked very, very hard. Anya Newman has worked very, very hard. But they've seen little freeze go against them. Denise has missed a couple that she probably wouldn't miss normally as well. Again, it's just all coming down to composure at the end of the day. That bit of work rate too, and Lacken are leading in both those departments.
Yeah, but you'd also have to credit the Lacken. Their forwards are nearly as good as defenders, in the sense that, Karen Gaffney, Anya Newman, Denise McGrath, Niamh Horn, all have had inter-county experience. They're trying their best out there, but even they're finding it difficult to get the ball out. How many times have we seen Karen Gaffney look to be in control of a situation and she's just swamped in by Lacken forwards?
Yeah, but not just that as well. Even Lacken are winning the midfield battle as well, which got a lot of ball. Roisin Galligan and Lucy Crope onto it. Then we just saw Rosie Crowe McKeever with the example. They're storming up the field to get a big lifting score before half time again. You mentioned Karen Gaffney as well, and she's been cut down because the Lacken forwards are working hard. And again, is that happening the other end? Delvin have to just work out a game plan, get their composure, keep the ball, create the opportunities. A couple of points is back to a 6-point ball game, Killian, and anything can happen.
Anything could happen. We saw there on camera just minutes ago the Lacken management team having a chat. I'm sure they're going to be a case of managing expectation maybe now, with the fact that you do have a sizable lead, but you're not going to change anything other than maybe having to take your goal opportunity.
No, but again, it's just about getting everyone to calm down on the Lacken side of things.
Yes.
And I was actually talking to an inter-county ladies football manager yesterday. Said when you're 6 points up at half time is one of the hardest conversations to have, because you're trying to keep everyone calm down, because we know, or we assume, and we expect that Delvin are going to come thundering out into this game, and Lacken have to weather that for the first couple of minutes, make sure they don't concede any scores, something they have done very, very well over the course of the match so far. And if they can do that between minutes 30 and minutes 40, you would feel they have one hand on the trophy. But that's what Marie Brady and her management team will be doing, to calm it all down, try and reset. That's a big term that's being used in Camogie at the moment among players, is reset. If they can do that at the start of the second half and make sure they don't lose the opening 10 minutes, then you'd feel the trophy is already making halfway in its way to Cavan.
Well, it's standing between you and me at the moment, but it looks like it's on the way to Cavan in the next 40 odd minutes or thereabouts, but we'll wait and see. Have to say, I've been very impressed with the Lacken management. They just have gone settled things down in their own heads. Once they go into that dressing room, it's going to be a clear message, there's no question about it. You'd have to feel for the Westmeath and Delvin management, because they are going to have to knock heads a little bit together for the second half to be able to come out with a little bit of a lift. But we expect the lift, we'll expect the fight, but at the moment it's Lacken that are in control here. So at half time it's Lacken, the Cavan and Ulster champions, 2-6, Delvin, the Westmeath and Leinster champions, 1-1. All to do for them. Lacken have one hand on this Junior B crown here in front of us. We have to see if Delvin can take their hands off it. Rejoin us shortly. Oh, stop.
responsible.
Welcome back here to Donaghmore Ashburn, a fine establishment here in County Meath for this AIB All-Ireland Junior B Camogie Club Championship final. Titles already in Clonduff and in Sarsfields. They all happened in Crow Park last night. Well, the Junior B crown at the moment is heading to Cavan and Lacken. But will Delvin have something to say about that? Looking at the Delvin team, I think we see a change.
Yeah, Killian's Kate Gaffney, number 19, has come on the field of play. She's scored a goal in the Leinster semi-final as well, so she's well capable of getting a big score.
Yeah, and I think I also see a sub for Lacken. So Alana O'Brien has been replaced. It must be an injury there because she was playing quite well. She's been replaced by number 17.
Katie Gallagher, the player there, Killian brought in for them as well. So both teams making a change. I imagine it's an injury because Alana O'Brien's played very, very well in that first half.
Yeah, so they've made that change, but I also Delvin have made that change with 19 in. And probably looking for something out of Kate Gaffney there now. You'd have to say Delvin, she's been moving around in there, just waiting for all everyone to get back here on the field of play.
I'd imagine Killian's probably Deirdre Barry, maybe the player that's gone over Delvin. I don't seem to spot her at the moment out in the field of play because Linda Kenny is pushed into the inside line.
So, just waiting for Mike. Just waiting on something. The Mayor Ferna of Delvin has just gone to the referee, just explained something to Gavin Donegan over as well to tell him, hold on, I think that maybe the paperwork for that substitution is what's going on or something. But anyway.
I'm not too sure there myself now, Killian, but
just checking everyone's ready and raring to go. So change has been made in the Delvin forwards, and
this won't be helping Delvin in particular because they would have wanted to get on with this as quick as they came out in the field of play.
Yeah.
They waited those couple of minutes too, so if it is a bit of paperwork.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, and the hold up is coming from them in that sense.
Now there's a player on the far side there. Maybe there's a issue here, Killian.
Yeah, just waiting to see what the story was there as well.
The Delvin
player, maybe there was a change of headgear or something like that had to happen, but it's a Delvin player in on the field. So there are a couple of other substitutions taking place there that we just
Emily Levy, number 16, seems to be on the field of play. So I'm just wondering, I haven't quite worked out exactly the missing player yet. It could well be Ciara Higgins, the number 9 that's gone, Killian. I don't seem to see her either. So
you keep an eye on that. We'll focus on the play as Emer Brady sends that ball down. She's already got 2 frees, and don't forget the conditions favouring somewhat Lacken, the breeze the way it is. But well, Delvin need something to happen for them, and driving forward there, Karen Gaffney is trying to make that happen.
She's done her bit at the moment of this game, Killian. She's done well to win the free there, and Queeve will come down now to take it in defence and try and launch an attack. But as you said again, it's just, I know at the risk of repeating myself, I've said it plenty of times in the first half, it's about just getting the score, get the next score, start the second half off in a positive manner and see what happens.
Yeah, they're going to need something. Queeve Gaffney got that opening score of the game, dropping the ball in, but it's Crow McKeever that knocks the ball down, but it's Delvin to pick it up, and she is fouled there. The number 14 Niamh Horan got that goal that spurred them back into action. It made it 1-3 to 1-1, but it was a huge response from Lacken as we headed towards the half-time break. They got 1-2 in about 2 minutes and added then the point just before the break with Rosie Crow McKeever. But Denise McGrath going to have a shot, dangerous ball, drops in, and it drops over the bar for her opening score of the game. Probably pick up her confidence a bit, Darren.
Yeah, Killian, not something we would have expected to say before the match. Denise McGrath wouldn't score until the 32nd minute of the game, but she would have been told at half time to forget the opening period. She's experienced enough. She put that over with purpose. A good score for Delvin, and it's the first score of the second half, as we mentioned. Yeah,
it's something that they need, and as they try to drive on here now, with Linda Murta has got the puck out and drives it in. And Karen Gaffney was trying to hold up the attention there of Joanne Moore, but it's a drive on here now with Lucy Crow still going, pops the ball. Here's a hat-trick. Roisin O'Keefe peeled away, knew the pass was coming, just bided her time, back of the net, hat-trick in an All-Ireland final.
Yeah, but what a run from Lucy Crow beforehand to dart down the field as well. And again, Delvin didn't cut her down. We talked about that in the first half. And Roisin O'Keefe sitting there waiting for the perfect time. There was only going to be one result when she got that ball back at the net. Her third goal of the game, 3-6 to 1-2.
3-6 to 1-2. I think the cup and a half is on the way now to Lacken at this moment in time. Delvin needs something major to happen because the ball is at the wrong end at the moment, and it's the lady that's really dictating matters, putting the scores on the board, that's getting on this ball now, looking to step inside. Opportunity here now for Moore, puts the ball on the end of the hurl, up and over the bar. And if Roisin O'Keefe is not scoring, she's setting up others, and that's a good score for Joanne Moore.
But she just showed her ability to read the game there as well. Sucked the marker in there, warded off the challenge, made sure she wasn't fouled, turned it around, and Joanne Moore there just took on her player again. She got the first score for Lacken in the match. She gets that point there as well, and they stretch their lead. She has the ball again, Killian.
Yeah, ball again straight from the puck out, and this now could resort in a little bit of hammering here if Delvin don't do something, because Roisin O'Keefe is having a day out there, plays the ball across, going to be cut up by the Delvin defence. It thought it was, but it's got straight through with a shot off, but it's gone to the left and wide, and Lacken are doing exactly what they need now at the moment, keeping the ball this end of the field.
They are indeed, but again, Joanne Moore and Roisin O'Keefe involved there, and those Tara Hogan didn't get the connection on that shot that she wanted, a bit wide. And again, Killian, it's Lucy Crow.
Ball is going to be getting inside again, knocking it in and knocking it to the right and wide. Oh, chance there for Lucy Crow, but They won't mind, I suppose, the white count mounting up, because they're well in command here now after that goal that has come from Roisin O'Keefe. 3-1 she has in this game, as Delvin try to break out with it here now.
Yeah, Delvin, the confidence there just shattered after that third goal, and again they have to pick themselves up. It's very easy me saying it up here in the commentary box, but Lacken are on their tail again, and Delvin just have to get it out there again and try and weather this, because Lacken, you know, they're 11 points up now, Killian. The game is looking done and dusted. It'll certainly be done and dusted if they add another couple of scores.
Yeah, and something needs to happen, as we said. Cueva Gaffney trying to lead a bit of a charge here, but Lacken just seem to have an extra player on the field, Darren, and even an extra two on occasion. Denise McGrath will do her best as well. Well, of course, Verst playing inter-county camogie with Westmeath. Ball breaks now. Lacken players there in numbers, but a definite foul committed there on the centre forward, Linda Kenny. Linda, who of course retired and came back into the Delvin setup this year, but looks to have picked up an injury there, and Mike hasn't reached for any card there or anything like that, but definitely she was fouled in the back. And
no, the momentum of Dee McInerney carried her through. It was a great block down on Denise McGrath originally, and she was going in challenging for the ball. Came in a bit late and a bit clumsy, and Linda Kenny, and of course you'd be concerned for Linda there as well. She could have easily picked up a yellow card for that, Mike, around the side, just to give her the benefit of the doubt based on the momentum. But Delvin, Linda Kenny, the player they certainly don't want to lose if they've any chance of rescuing this match.
Delvin come out, they get the opening score, Darren, and then you look at what Lacken have done again. Every time that Delvin have threatened in any way, Lacken have kicked on and you're able to get a goal.
Delvin have scored 3 goals or 3 points or 3 scores in this match, Killian. They've got their 1-2 every time within a minute. Lacken have come back with a score, whether it was a point or whether it was a goal in this particular case, and that's what good teams do when they're winning All Ireland finals. And Lacken have stepped up to the plate every single time. Delvin have not managed to just get that consistent period where they've had it won and made a count on the scoreboard as well, and that's why they're so far behind.
But Darren, when you look at it across the board, you know, Lacken in all the games have scored phenomenal tallies and all, and I think the minimum they get is 15 points, and sure, they're already on 16 here.
And we wondered at the start of the game when we were talking at the intro in regards had they been really tested, but we're getting a prime example here of exactly how they're able to put up those big scores as well as keep it low at the other end as well. Their markers know their role. Rosie McKeever is leading that and stormed up the field there as well, and Delvin, I suppose, for a few players it just hasn't happened for them.
Yeah, free going to be taken in. Denise McGrath needing to work something, dropping it in right under the crossbar. It's in the back of the net. It's in the back of the net. It went all the way just over the hurl, and I think she's going to take the credit. She got a fluky goal in the Leinster final, maybe a fluky one here, but it's something that they badly needed.
A badly needed lift there now for Delvin. We're just watching the replay here as well. It seemed to miss everybody. I know Cueva Gaffney was there, but I think it's definitely right. Denise McGrath with the goal for Delvin. That's the big score, but now Killian, they need the next one.
Yeah, McGrath is going to take it maybe one-handed here, and Lacken have just got to be careful now they don't slip off maybe the purpose of their attack so far, as the ball is taken away there from Anya Crow, but Lacken looked like they were going to clear, but they've taken it over the line, and Gavin Dunnigan signals that it's going to be a Delvin ball there. Niamh McInerney, I just look at Cueva McGrath, she may have just taken Michelle Ellis's eye as that ball came in as such, and the ball just ends up dropping in the far corner then.
They're always dangerous balls when they're dropping in towards the house there as well, and you had a couple of Delvin attackers there as well, and probably one of those players, Cueva Gaffney in particular, might have taken the eye off the Lacken goalkeeper as well. Denise McGrath got that score, maybe that'll get her going now in this All-Ireland final. But Killian, if I can just say one thing there as we look at the clock, 7 minutes into the second half, Delvin have to get the next score. If Lacken hit them back again, then definitely this game over.
Well, how many times can we say it, but at the moment the two number 11s are clashing down there, Joanne Moore and Linda Kenny, as the ball is going to be Rosie Crows to come out with. A referee says that she's been fouled, and a chance for Lacken to lift a little bit of the siege here. Wind has picked up that a little bit. It is in favour of Lacken, wearing the sky blue and navy, and the free and expertly taken into Lucy Crow. The cousins linking up, and they get it here to Emer Brady, standout player for Lacken, playing the ball forward now, and here goes Joanne Moore. If she gets the ball, she has the pace, getting away from Olivia Keelan, plays the ball to O'Keefe. Could she have an opportunity again? 4 goals. Ball breaks, she's back on it. It's Lacken again on the edge of the square, back out it comes, going to be a shot off. It's up and over the bar, and Tara Hogan just stepped back expertly, you have to say, out of the scrum there, Darren, and wait for the break.
Yeah, delighted with Tara because she had a few chances in the game, so she gets her own score. She's contributed an awful lot in this game, but again, if Roisin O'Keefe had gotten that touch much quicker the first time, it could have led to another goal. They're on the move again.
5 of the Lacken forwards have scored as this ball is flighted in, but it's going to be picked up there by Delvin goalkeeper Courtney Carroll, who made a fine save in that first half when we thought that maybe Lacken weren't taking their goals. Well, they have taken plenty of them now at this point. They have 3 as on this ball now is Anya Newman having a right battle there with Lucy Crowe, but the referee says it was a foul and it's going to be a free out for Delvin, who again, you'd probably feel, Darren, have to be keeping the scoreboard ticking over and probably do need to be finding a few big ones.
They do need to be finding a few big ones, but even a few small ones there, and they'll keep it going, because again, Lacken come down and get a score after another Delvin score. 4 times Delvin has scored, 4 times Lacken have responded. Killian, I just want to say, we talked about Lacken winning the midfield battle at half time. Roisin Galligan seems to have pushed into the inside line, but Lucy Crowe, what a start to the second half that she's having, involved in everything and getting Joanne Moore and Roisin O'Keefe in the game.
Yeah, the Crows, of course, have 2 sets of sisters and a few cousins and everything thrown in here on this Lacken team as that ball is played forward by one of those Crows, and that's Aoife, sister of the aforementioned Lucy. Was trying to find Linda Murta there, but that ball went out over the line. And as we know in Lacken, of course, Jewel Club and everything, a few of them not afraid to have a kick at the sliotar here as well.
There's definitely a few footballers out in the field to play, but they're well able to use the sticks as well, Killian, as we're seeing here today. And what a cracking advertisement. I know Lacken are well on top of the scoreboard at the moment. Delvin are playing their part in, just a bit of nerves, probably the difference, but if they can just keep it going, get the few scores, who knows?
Well, I have to say, Darren, the standard of the club finals over the weekend have been top class. As pirouetting out with that is the goal scorer, Niamh Horn. She got one of the goals and she's still going, taking on Crowe McKeever, dropping this ball in, dangerous ball, got to be careful. And Michelle Ellis stood her ground, big paw up, took it away and out and plays the ball over towards, who else? Emer Brady. And referee says, I think that's going to be, is it a free in? It looked like, I think a little bit accidental, but Mike judged that it was a foul.
He did take a second before making his decision to give him his due, but it looks like he's given Delvin the opportunity here with the free, and Denise McGrath will take this. Just quite worked out the player that was down. Was it Lindy Kinney again?
Yeah, so he judged that to be a foul there. Emer Brady probably a little bit hard done by, but Denise McGrath with this opportunity now to add a little bit more. She's looking for a bit of movement in her forwards, because it could be a potential that this could drop short. That breeze has been significant enough, and we have seen a few frees drop. But Denise is going to cut on this, batted away and still in there.
It's a goal. I mentioned before, Kate Gaffney, I think it was
coming from the substitute.
Kate Gaffney, we talked about her ability to get a goal earlier in the game. Denise McGrath went for that. Now normally you'd say not to do it, but she took the chance. It broke out kindly. The 2 substitutes were in there, but it was Kate Gaffney, the player, to finish it to the back of the net.
There wasn't a whole lot Michelle Ellis could do. She could only bat it out, but it was the way that, in fairness to Delvin, reacted. And there's been 6 goals in this game, and all of a sudden a 6-point game, and you know, Lacken were in a stage that they were in total control here, Darren. Not so much now.
And I think it was probably a bit premature there declaring the Lacken of this game won when they got the last score there as well. And Delvin on the move again. Is this finally we're going to get the kick? And not happening for Denise McGrath there. Lacken should be able to deal with this, but they're back. It's only a 6-point ball game.
Problem always would be, Darren, if you take the foot off the gas a little bit hard to reapply it, and Delvin are putting it up to them here.
They've kept us waiting, Killian. They've kept us waiting 42 minutes, and you can even see Lacken rattled there. Anya Crowe letting the ball go out over the line on that occasion, and again it comes down to following up the score. They have not got 2 scores consecutive in this game yet.
Well, plenty of goals here. It's whetting the appetite and opportunity to get inside here now. Anya Newman. Newman bearing down, has been sheltered away. Thought about the shot across the goal. Got to be careful. The Lacken defence now just all over the place a little bit. And the referee says that there was a legal challenge there and a chance maybe for Lacken just to calm down.
What a stop there from Niamh McInerney, I think it was, who got in the way of that to block that ball down, because it was in the green helmet, and that was vital too, because all of a sudden they're back in. We just see the replay here again, the shot there, and Niamh McInerney just getting her body in the way to make that very, very important block for Lacken.
Yeah, 3-8 to 3-2 it is now, and we've been certainly spoiled here. A right little Christmas party we're having in Donaghmore Ashburn.
We'll have to put the shanty hats back on us, Killian.
Now, Joanne Moore on her own halfway line now, trying to be able to get this ball forward, but she's been hooshed off of there by Caoimhe Gaffney. Lacken just struggling maybe to get their eyes and hands on the ball at the moment. Delvin taking the fight, and it's Gaffney being one of them. Driving on with it now. She gets inside the attentions there of Aoife Crowe. Playing the ball inside, it's a dangerous one, but it's well spotted, you'd have to say, by Nicole Murray. Playing the ball out here. Drops by Aoife Crowe, stepping out, but she's blocked down by Linda Clune. Coming again is Crowe, pops the pass, and it's eventually flighted away by the Lacken defence. Joanne Moore looking to roll off of the attention there of Olivia Keelan. She gets the ball inside, O'Keefe's all on her own. O'Keefe inside, 1-on-1 now, Roisin Galligan. Galligan steps around. It's in the back of the net. Roisin Galligan eventually got inside. And again, Darren, all about the play. Joanne Moore, Roisin O'Keefe, Galligan had a bit of work to do, but she got the shot away eventually.
Yeah, you have to feel for the Delvin defence and everything to try and stop her, but Roisin Galligan was left in oceans of space. I don't know if you saw it on screen beforehand. Joanne Moore managed to get down the right ahead of Olivia Keelan, gave the ball into Roisin O'Keefe, but Roisin Galligan was standing there, and again Lacken have come back and hit the score. I was just going to say to you, Keelan, before all that, as the Delvin players on the ground, like, it was great that finally Delvin had come with the energy, but I suppose they were putting everything into trying to come back into this game. They left the gaps in the back there, and Lacken reading that you cannot leave a player of Roisin Galligan's class completely unmarked in there. Yes, 2 players got back in time, but they didn't do enough.
But that's the thing I'm impressive with Lacken, that, you know, it might be Junior B Championship and we might have a statement on that, and some people probably would be even derogatory towards it, but Lacken play a game that would stand out, you would imagine, at upper grades and higher grades. Yeah,
but we've talked at the start too how Cavan Camogie is on an upward trajectory at the moment, and of course Lacken trying to write the next chapter in that story as well. Look at them, they're on the move again, they're playing super Camogie.
Moore to O'Keefe, and she's 1-on-1 and inside. Could she get a 4th goal? She's head down, she's been tracked all the way, she's knocked to the ground, but the ball is still there, being held up by Karen Gaffney and Keelan. Ball is swept away, and she probably just felt the attentions of Karen Gaffney behind her, and it might just have robbed her eye of a 4th goal there, but it's going to be a free in, I think, that Michael Ryan has signalled, but there was a chance going to beg. You have to credit Karen Gaffney.
Yeah, she got back there at an important hook too, because he would have put your house on Roisin O'Keefe getting her 4th goal of this game, but it gives Emer Brady an opportunity there now to really step up and get her first score of the second period. Of course, probably arguably the stand-up player in the first half, but other players have stepped up in the second period, but this, again, another opportunity for Lacken to get 2 scores in a row.
People heading in here, it looks like there's going to be a Christmas party in Dunamore Ashburn. Well, will there be a Christmas party, a big one, in Lacken or Delvin? At the moment it's still in Lacken, as Emer Brady puts that ball over the bar for her 3rd point of the game, but she's been a big catalyst in everything that Lacken have done. It's now 4-9 to 3-2. There's still a quarter of an hour to go here, Darren. Anything could still happen.
Yeah, but it's back to a 10-point ball game now as well, Killian. You just hope that Delvin, having huffed and puffed in the house, has stayed up. We'll have to see how it all pans out over the next couple of minutes. They've done well to get themselves back in this game after a very, very disappointing opening half where they eventually fell 11 points down. They'll have an opportunity here after the free being won.
You just think about it again. Niamh McInerney, how important was that block there, Darren? If that goal had gone in, then straight down the field and Lacken get a goal.
Niamh McInerney's ball of 2 important blocks there in the last couple of minutes. The standout one there, yes indeed, because that could have led to another Delvin goal, and then Lacken get the score down the other end as well. But as I was just saying, there are other players really stepping up. Niamh McInerney was having a good game anyway. She's standing out in the second half. Lucy Crowe as well. Joanne Moore all stepping up to the plate. It shows that spread of players, as you said, Killian, that are making a big difference here for Lacken.
Absolutely. It's the AIB All-Ireland Junior B Camogie Club Championship Final. I hope you're enjoying it. The last Camogie match of the season. Don't forget, the junior decider will be played out in the early days of January. That, of course, saw a semi-final win today, and a tight one it was indeed for Bridoga from Antrim, as that ball is flighted across, but it's gone out to the left and wide. These Lacken forwards are not afraid to have a go, Darren.
No, and even Roisin O'Keefe is standing out even much more in the second half as well. I thought the game was put to bed, but obviously not just done there yet. She has a couple of wides that she'd be disappointed with the contest, but she has the 3 goals. She set up other scores, including the 4th goal there for Roisin Galligan.
Roisin O'Keefe, of course, an experienced enough player now with the Cavan team. 2-2 in the All-Ireland semi, and she's 3-1 in All-Ireland final. As Delvin come on again, the crowd trying to urge them on. As they play the ball inside, trying to get Linda Clune on it. Ball breaks though, and taken away from Linda Kenny. Strong play by Emer Brady. What a performance she's having. Down into the corner it goes. The goal scorer in chief is Roisin O'Keefe. Just slips there on a little bit of dew out or whatever might be falling out there as the evening sunshine has gone down. Winter sun it is now. not too far away from the shortest day of the year. But none of those players will be caring about that now if they're bringing the Junior B trophy back to the respective clubs. And at the moment, it looks like it'll be residing in Cavan for the next year. As Delvin tried to drive out with this ball now. It is Lacken that lead 4-9 to 3-2. And it's picked up there to break by Lucy Crowe. An injury to Delvin player. Ball is flighted in. Now Mike Ryan is calling a halt. And it's going to be called back, I'd imagine. A little bit of a slap, I think, across the wrist there. I heard Darren. And on a day like today, cold enough it is, it's not a nice one to get.
No, it's not. And I think it's Niamh Horan there, Killian, that's on the ground. It'll be the second time she's been down in the last couple of moments there as well. And just again, the collision there, feeling the effects of it there. Lacken hit the ball out wide, so we have a couple of minutes to take stock. It was before we go in to the final 10 minutes of the game, but it'll be a massive blow. I don't know. No, Mike Ryan is calling for the ball, so it is going to be. Well, I think we're going out for 45, Killian, are we?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't think it went out for a 45. I think it's where the ball where Lucy Crowe was when she hit it, when he blew the whistle. I'm thinking, I don't think it's a 45.
A bit of a surprising decision because play was allowed to continue and Lacken overhit the ball before trailing out
it would
there.
have been a wide, I think, if it was going to be anything. So no, I think it's from where Lucy Crowe hit the ball that Gavin Dunnigan was pointing.
He probably had blown the whistle with the supporters. I probably didn't hear it as well. So my apologies on that, but opportunity for Lacken to make up for that miss.
Emer Brady went short there and trying to get it to Roisin O'Keefe. O'Keefe trying to hold off the attentions of a couple of Delvin players. She's still going. Roisin O'Keefe scoops it out here then towards Joanne Moore. Moore going to play the ball across. Dangerous ball. Ball is on the edge of the large parallelogram there, but it's eventually going to be Delvin. They're going to come out with a chance there again. 4-9 to 3-2. It remains. There's still 10 minutes, and you wouldn't fancy. And you would fancy that there will be more goal opportunities here, Darren.
Yeah, but they have to come for Delvin if we're going to have any twist in the tail. Emer Brady with the shot here for Lacken, Killian. I think that's gone. Well, I'm actually not too sure. It's given.
Umpire walked away. I'm sure he was giving the nod to the other umpire, though. That eventually was a point there. And a long range effort that went over the bar.
They were just waiting to agree among themselves. Technically, the good man here, Paul, beside us here, that indicated that it was the score as well. Emer Brady with the point, and that makes it 4-10 to 3-2.
4-10 to 3-2. So all of a sudden now, as we said, we got to 3-8 to 3-2. That's as close as it got. But again, just have kicked on again with the goals and points, and that's what it's been about, Darren. Roisin Galligan, that goal, it just lifted a little bit of a siege that Lacken were under, and they're now in control.
Yeah, but if we look at the tail of the tape, Killian there, Delvin get the opening point of the game. Lacken hit back with 1-3 unanswered. Didn't Delvin get their goal? Lacken hit another 1-3 unanswered before half time. Delvin get a point at the start of the second half. Lacken hit 1-1. They traded a couple of scores instead, and after that third goal for Delvin, another 1-2 unanswered as well. Lacken have had more the purple spells. Delvin have not made a count on the scoreboard, which is a pity for themselves because they really were growing into the game midway during the half.
So just a bit of attention, substitutions happening. So Linda Clune were going off, and Shelley Smith is coming on. And some of the Delvin players getting an opportunity now to be out playing here in an All-Ireland final, but at half-time we were worried maybe what was going to happen, but a credit to them, Darren, that, they have come out with that fight in the second half. It's just that lacking that gap, they were able to maintain it and push it on.
Yeah, and I know I was critical of Delvin at half-time, Killian. I think it was understandable because they were letting the game get away from them for one way, but they've certainly come out and shown exactly how much this means to them in the second half. They've been careless of being loose on a couple of occasions. They've been caught out, Lacken on the move again.
Joanne Moore with a shot from the left-hand side, but it's gone out to the left and wide. Been impressed with her as well, Darren. She's been a catalyst of an awful lot of good at setting up Roisin O'Keefe on occasion.
She's been very, very consistent and standing out in particular in the second half, where I think Joanne Moore and Roisin O'Keefe in particular, that double act, have really stepped up in this period. I think we're having another change as well. Darcy Ryan is going off for Delvin. We'll see who's coming on in just a moment there. I think it's number 21, Hannah Keelahan, that's coming on the field to play for them as well. But just going back to that, Killian, like Joanne Moore has really stepped up in the second half. Her link-up play with Roisin O'Keefe as well, backed up by the players behind, supplying them the ball.
Yeah, and Keelahan sisters now on the field. There's free in for Lacken again, and Delvin now, since that Roisin Galligan goal, they haven't really been able to get the ball down there into the field, have they?
No, they haven't, and Lacken are really dominating. Despite having 5 second half wides in the game, they won't mind that. You said that at one stage in the commentary as well. They have another free here. It looks like, I'm assuming the team of Brady is going to take this, and again they're building up the lead. Those scoring patches, Killian, that's the difference between them.
Yeah, absolutely. And when they have had the chance to have taken them, as Emer Brady knocks this ball in, good along with the wind behind her, knocks it over the bar. And Emer Brady adding to her score and tally all of a sudden in the last few minutes there. But with 53 and a half minutes gone, it's, well, I think home and hose now at this stage. You can be sure that everyone in around Joe Crow Park, if they're not here, they're watching and will be glad at the performance that their women have put in here today. And there'll be a big party in and around the Lacken Club, I would imagine, this evening. And it's going to be a very Merry Christmas up there.
Most certainly will be as well. Another trophy heading up to the Breffni County as well. And they have to start that they'll be the better team. As you say, there with just over 6 minutes to go. Like Delvin would have to score at least 3 goals to make this match anyway salvageable too. And they're going to have to get one very, very quickly. But look, Denise McGrath's there. She won't give up until the very, very end. They're going to go latch at this anyway. She plays the ball down in the direction of a teammate, but it's Aoife Crow that wins the ball back for Lacken. Closed down there by Shelley Smith for Delvin. The ball goes out over the line. It's going to be a Delvin ball, says the linesman right in front of us, Gavin Dunnigan. The Lacken supporters giving their opinions on the decision. Gavin just smiles and gets on with it.
Yeah. You can't blame all the Lacken crowd around it, but you can imagine, Darren, they've come down here, they've travelled in their numbers, great to see, and they're quite happy as Denise McGrath tries to set this ball into the corner to, I think, the number 16 there, Emily Levy, that was on. She was involved there as well with Kate Gaffney in trying to get that goal. Kate eventually knocked over the line, but you can just tell now that the game tempo has dropped because Lacken are obviously well out in front now.
Yeah, Niamh McInerney with another clearance there as well, and just unfortunately for Linda Murta, she just couldn't get a touch on the ball there on that particular occasion. So Delvin going to restart. Look, Delvin will go to the final whistle, Killian, for the final 5 minutes. They're not going to give up. They know how important this is to themselves and to their supporters that they're here competing in the All-Ireland final. It's not going to happen for them on this particular day, but they will go down fighting. They will go down with a flourish, go down with pride, and nothing any different you would expect from hashtag the toughest, and they've proven that, especially in the second half.
Yeah, and as we said with Jimmy, he was saying about what they'll do to inspire the youth. You'd have to say credit to them that I know they've lost an All-Ireland final, but they made a fight of it, and really it was put back in the mixer on 2 different occasions, Darren, that there should be plenty of inspiration for young girls playing camogie to represent Delvin going forward.
Yeah, and I suppose, Gillian, as I said beforehand, it's often not the goals I look at, it's the next score, and Lacken have had that answer every time. I know the Lacken supporters are getting involved with officials at the moment, but Denise McGrath, she is going to drop this in. She's going to try and see, can they get a 4th goal?
Yeah, that's what she will do, is going towards that left hand upright, batted away. This time it's not going to get any further, and Lacken are going to clear. The Lacken crowd now, bit of an ironic jeer towards the referee that they felt it wasn't a free in the first place, losing her foot in there. Linda Murta, the ball is going to be sent back in by McGrath. There's opportunities inside. Caoimhe Gaffney's in there. It could also fall towards Emily Levy. Ball is on the ground, but it's Lacken are going to come out with it. Opportunity now to clear it long into the middle. It goes towards one of the goal scorers, Roisin Galligan. She got the 4th goal that really made it very, very comfortable here for the Cavan and Ulster champions as she rolls out of it. And I know opportunity, you'd imagine, Darren, Lacken should be plying their trade a little bit higher next year, and with some of the form there, they're well able to, I'd imagine, survive a couple of grades up, wouldn't you? Yeah,
I'm not too sure exactly what their promotion situation is at the moment, Killian, should they win this game, but that'll be decided on another day. But look, they've stepped up here, they want to be playing at a higher level. We were there back at the league final when Cavan won that and worked their way to Division 2 camogie. That's where Cavan teams want to be, and no doubt that's where Lacken will want to go if that opportunity is there. Maybe they're automatically promoted, I'm not 100% sure on that, and just the break and play here at the moment. But look, they've shown again exactly the great work that's been put in. We've seen the inter-county side doing well. We know there's great rivalries up there in Cavan Club camogie, Lacken in particular, with Crusher Law in particular, but they're here representing their team today. You spoke earlier on about the spread of household names, we can call them now at this stage, including Rosie Crowe-McKeever and Roisin O'Keefe, who scored a hat-trick in an All-Ireland final as well. And look, they've earned this victory as well. A few players down with cramps, there's one player down with picking up being treated for an injury at the moment. Denise McGrath wants to get on with this as well. The clock continues to tick away. Yeah,
it's just Galligan was down and waiting for officials over on the far side to get 2 substitutions coming in. Looks like a couple of younger crew as maybe we might just talk about our player of the match, Darren, in a way, as we have a little bit of a break of substitutions coming in all around the place. But it's probably going to come from the winners ultimately. But Delvin, credit Karen Gaffney, Anya Newman, Denise McGrath at various different stages took the fight, didn't they?
Yeah, they did indeed. I'll just let this score opportunity go first, Killian, and I'll just talk about a few of them there as the ball is kept in play.
Ball is kept in play as an opportunity there, as we will talk about it, as cornerback Ruth Fitzsimons has 4 on her back, but has been up there in the forwards in the last while trying to take a fight as Lacken tried to deal with it back there. Looks like it's going to be cleared there by Rosie Crowe as the ball is falling on the deck here. Getting in there trying to scoop it as well as Ciara O'Reilly. Rosie Crowe-McKeever, I'm sure, will be in the running as well, along with Roisin Gallagher, Lucy Crowe, Emer Brady, Roisin O'Keefe, Joanne Moore. They'll all be considered for player of the match here. As ball eventually is going to be Lackens to clear out here. Chance maybe again coming deep for this ball now. Emer Brady, ball breaks away, and it's Denise McGrath has covered a serious amount of ground. She'll obviously be in her thoughts as well, thinking about a player of the match. Is kicked on there by Lisa Zinchenko. Wonder if she any relations over at Arsenal, does she?
I'm not too sure about that. That's maybe a question we could ask afterwards as well. But again, we're just watching the attack, and it looks like that Joanne Moore, she's had a fantastic.
Teresa Carr is one of the substitutes that's in, getting it on here now towards Joanne Moore. And whatever performance she has, will she think about going for goal? Dropping it low. It's gone to the back of the net. Umpire just nonchalantly came out. I didn't know what he was thinking there for a minute. But what a goal, you'd have to say, from Joanne Moore.
Yeah.
Fully deserves it.
Yeah, Killian, and of course she's going to be one of the contenders as well. We just see the replay here as well. My instinct that it had gone in there, we all thought it had gone in, but the umpire was taking his time there, and there was no immediate jump. But no less than she deserves for her performance in this game. And just as we were watching the action there, Killian, you were asking me about player of the match contenders, and I'll stop if there's any big moment happening. But let's look at Delvin there first. Courtney Carroll did everything she could in front of goal there. She'd be disappointed to concede 5 goals, but she pulled off 2 or 3 very, very important saves in the match as well. Karen Gaffney would have been the standout defender for their team. Elaine Farrelly worked hard in the first half as well. Didn't happen for herself there. Quiva Gaffney covered an awful lot of ground up in the attack, but I suppose in defence and attack, but I suppose the attackers for Delvin just never really had that kick in the game that they needed in this match, as a couple of players there collided. Killian, was it?
Yeah, I think we're going to see the first yellow card, and Gavin Donegan just giving us that there's going to be 5 additional minutes here by the looks of it. And thanks to Gavin. Yellow card there for Denise McGrath. A bit unfortunate, I suppose, just at the end of the game, but I do think she left in the hip there as Roisin O'Keefe was trying to get by her, and she's down in a little bit of pain. I think there could have been the butt of the hurl as well, Darren. So
probably just a frustration there to miss time tackle at the end, and she knew herself it was a game that hadn't happened for her, but she kept trying to drive on the team. At the very least, we have to give her that. Just going back to the players there as well in regards to Lacken as well, there was players all over the field to play. And Niamh McInerney, what a second half she had, in particular there with some important blocks. Rosie Crowe-McKeever consistent throughout the whole match, and we mentioned the man markers as well going out there. Ciara O'Reilly out chasing ball in the middle of the park, which called Roisin Gallagher did push up the field, but Lucy Crowe has really stepped up in this second half, which and drove the team on. At half time, if you'd asked me, I would have said Emer Brady hands down, but of course those opening 10 minutes of the second half were very important, and Joanne Moore was one of those players that really stood out in that. But for me, Killian, and not just because she scored a hat-trick in this game, not just because she scored 3 goals, but she's also been involved in creating opportunities, set up another goal, set up a couple of points. For me, the overall player of the match here in this All-Ireland Junior B Camogie final is Lacken's number 13, Roisin O'Keefe.
So Roisin O'Keefe will be the one receiving the award. She's down receiving attention at the moment. Did pick up a little bit of a blow there as she was trying to step inside the attentions there. I think Denise McGrath is going to try and go back over and commiserate and say sorry. I think, as you said, a bit of frustration, everything like that, but it's going to be a free in.
And Kenny, just to say there, as you mentioned already, we've 5 minutes of added time, but of course we've had no camogie since that added time started, so I'd imagine we've at least 5 minutes to go from here on in, so we could well reach the 37 minute before this game finishes.
Yeah, it could be a while yet, all right, as 5-11 to 3-2 is what's on the board. Lacken, series performance. Chance then, Brady knocking this ball in. It's dangerous. Has it gone all the way? Over the bar. What a score, Emer Brady. Her judgment of the conditions here today, Darren, has been phenomenal.
Yeah, Killian, as I said at half time, she was a standout performer, which got part of a great team as well. But they're another example of exactly what she could do. She's really stepped up, I suppose, in the final quarter of the game. I think she's been involved in getting four scores in that final quarter of the game. A tremendous performer throughout the field.
Yeah, fabulous score indeed, and really added onto it in the second half. But what a performance that she's had as the ball breaks out towards Roisin O'Keefe, our player of the match in this All-Ireland final. And she'll be presented with her award shortly, and they'll be presented with the cup as well, sitting here right in front of us. But it's going to be somewhere in Lacken tonight, a big party I would imagine planned, and I'm sure a few people booking time off work tomorrow.
Most certainly there will be as well. People booking time off work, and why wouldn't they as well? Because the All-Ireland finals don't come around every day, especially when you're representing your club as well. And it'll be a Christmas treat 6 days before the big man comes down the chimney. They give more presents as well. But Lacken will celebrate this. They'll start their Christmas celebrations now, and deservedly so.
Yeah, ball breaks out behind, but it looks like it's Karen Gaffney, the captain of Delvin, taking the clearance out of defence, and done an awful lot of good work here, you'd have to say. Karen has picked up there by Shelley Smith as they tried to find something else out of this game, but since they got that goal to make it 3-8 to 3-2, it's been essentially all Lacken, of course. It looked like there was a foul committed there by cornerback Anya Crow. Big celebrations, obviously, as we mentioned, in the Crow family, cousins, and they're even connected, of course, to the manager in Marie Brady, and there's another cousin on the subs there, Fiona, and plenty of players there. Of course, Miranda Crow, but she's Miranda McIntyre, part of the Lacken group as well.
Delvin again trying to drop one in, looking for that goal, looking for that consolation score to give their supporters a lift, but Lacken had the bodies back to covers.
Yeah, well, they learned, I think, from one or two that Denise McGrath has sent in already. We saw that goal, of course, that came after Michelle Ellis. There was very little she could do about it. Batted the ball back, it was eventually put in the net. That's, I suppose, nearly as close as they got on occasion, Darren. They got 2 goals. One, to get back at, what was it at that point, probably 1-4 to 1-1, and then they got kind of 3-8 to 3-2. Those were essentially the 2 closest moments they had.
And they were killing, because I was going to say that moment in the first half there after the opening goal for Niamh Horn, where it 1-3 to 1-1. They had the win in the occasion. That's where they needed to get the scores, but they conceded another 1-3, and some of those scores a bit too cheaply as well. But of course, after putting all the work in, just watching Ocean O'Keefe send the ball in towards the attack there as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. But as you said, when they did get themselves, and I have to give credit where credit is due, because I'd completely written off Delvin. Indeed, at one stage I'd said to you, if Lacken had gotten the next score, it was game over, and they did get that through Tara Hogan in 38 minutes. But Delvin did get their third goal to bring it back to a 6-point ball game, but they never managed to put 2 scores back to back over the course of the match. And Lacken, I look there at the end, Killian, if we just look at the stats there, 3-8 to 3-2, 2-4 unanswered hit by Lacken since the 44th minute.
Yeah, that's been a serious factor. They've had their scoring opportunities, Darren. They did take. We were kind of worried maybe in the first half that they hadn't taken some goal opportunities, and that maybe Delvin would punish them. But really, when they did get their scoring spurts, then they really tidied up in that factor and got plenty of goals and plenty of points. And 5-12 is some scoring in an All-Ireland final.
Yeah, and it is, and it's about scores, and we talked about Lacken and the spread of scores that we had, where Delvin were probably going to depend on Denise McGrath an awful lot. I know Order stepped up and got big scores in this match, including the opening goal from Niamh Oren as well, but they just never did enough damage over the course of the game in the attack. Lacken dealt with it well. They were caught on 1 or 2 occasions. If there was another game in this year's competition, they'd be disappointed about that. But look, at the end of the day, you can't argue with the quality here. See, 1-13 to the other, of course. The Lacken 13 shading the player of the match award there. Delvin will keep fighting to the final whistle and do their best to get something, but it's Lacken's day, and they've done very, very well.
Yeah, playing very well. Lacken have an occasion, and there it is. Home and hose. It's been done now for a while, I'd imagine, but Mike Ryan calls time in it, and it is Lacken who are victorious. The cup has disappeared in front of us because it's headed to presentation time, but Lacken, you'd have to say it, Darren, over the whole course of it. I know the opening score came from Caoimhe Gaffney, and you were kind of saying Delvin, well, they're going to show up and give a game, but once they started to find the back of the onion sack, Lacken were always in control. Yeah,
look, I think some of the stewards were trying to stop a pitch invasion there from the younger Lacken supporters. I don't think that was ever going to stop, and a few of them getting in there now as well to celebrate with their heroes, and that's exactly what these Lacken players are here today. They're heroes for their club, for their county, and for the growth that Camogie is enjoying in Cavan over the last couple of years. From the word go, they conceded the opening point at Delvin. They just took their scores at those crucial stages, built up the advantage, and they never panicked even when Delvin kept them honest, and you have to give Delvin their due. Unfortunately for Delvin, they should not have waited until nearly the final quarter of the game to really step up, but of course when they got those big scores in 37 minutes and 42 with the goals with Denise McGrath and from Kate Gaffney, they didn't add on to it. Lacken just kept picking over the scores. Different players stepped up at different times. We've already gone through so many of those, and again, Killian, to finish off this weekend, another fantastic advertisement for Camogie, because we all marvel what we saw in Croke Park yesterday, especially that senior final when Sarsfield was beating Knockhill Shamrocks. But here, if this is the 4th fourth tier of Camogie, and this is the standard clubs can deliver. Well, I can't wait for Camogie 2023.
Jeez, he's getting buoyed up now for Christmas. Look what you've done to him. But great quality, I have to say. I know it's a significant victory for Lacken here today, Darren, but Delvin played their part. And, when you look at the 3 games that have been played in the club championship finals, as you've already mentioned, there's been some great quality. I have to say, Lacken, some of their play, though, was just phenomenal on occasion. And, you really feel that, Cavan Camogie, there's a lot of positives for 2023, you would feel.
Well, yeah, look, the first goal for Lacken, there might be a bit of fortune with the miss-hit free maybe from Emer Brady, but Roisin O'Keefe read it very, very well. But that second goal when Emer Brady, the delivery down the field, and Roisin O'Keefe knew what to do. But the second half, the run from Lucy Crowe leading to another goal there, completing the hat-trick. But then she turned provider for that goal for Roisin Galligan as well. And Joanne Moore, her goal there might have just creeped inside the post, but no more than she deserved for her performance in this game. Here they are celebrating there on our screen there at the moment. Isn't it fantastic to see as well? Because Killian, at the end of the day, and I will talk more about Delvin in a moment, Camogie needs other counties to really start stepping up and moving up the ladder, and Cavan have been doing that for the last couple of years. We've seen them in league finals, we've seen them in Nancy Murray Cup finals, and of course we've already seen them in a Premier Junior final as well, and no doubt they'll continue the tradition. But the Delvin supporters here, you can just hear in the background there as well, cheering off their heroes, and rightfully so, because they've given everything there, as we can see them on screen. They will be disappointed, but even there, 1 or 2 smiles as well. Look, we often take it for granted how hard it is to make an All-Ireland final. To make an All-Ireland Club final is 10 times as difficult. Delvin were here today. They acknowledge their supporters, and it's great to see. They know themselves they didn't perform as well as they could, but they were here, Killian, and I would not be one bit surprised if you and me are in the commentary box in 12 months' time talking about Delvin again.
Yeah, and great credit to Delvin, because as we know there's probably a few people feel that they haven't maybe won titles and everything like that. Again, a small rural club outside Mullingar trying to do their best to punch at a certain level. Great to see, though, they have obviously won a Westmeath title, won a Leinster title here in an All-Ireland final.
And can I say one thing as well, Killian? I don't want to sound patronising. This is a touch of class from the Delvin team as well. Yeah. We've seen many teams over the years, and they just throw their toys down, walk in, don't acknowledge their supporters. Here they are, coming over to acknowledge the people that travelled up here a week before Christmas to cheer them on today. That is very, very difficult to do when you lose an All-Ireland final. So credit to Delvin. Again, I don't mean to sound patronising when I say that, but that's a touch of class, and it's great to see.
Well, Darren, we'll keep talking. I think we'll just get out of the presentation area so they can get set up and everything in preparation for the Lacken crew to be able to come up here and receive their trophy. Player of the match, of course, is going to be Roisin O'Keefe, that Darren nominated there, but it's such a serious performance from her with 3 goals and a point. But the captain that will be coming forward for Lacken, Nicole Murray, will receive the trophy shortly, and Luke and everything will be able to put on the camera here to be able to show you that presentation.
Killian, I was reading the programme there beforehand, and of course there was interviews with the 2 captains, but Nicole Murray in particular, the one thing I picked out, one of her favourite things she likes to do is a sing-song in Brady's. I'm assuming Brady's is in Lacken or somewhere nearby, so if you're watching the game here in our stream in Brady's or anywhere near Brady's, and Nicole Murray will be promising a sing-song of sing-songs tonight, and that'd be one. Jesus, Killian, we might work our way up there.
Yeah, I think we might head for Brady's, will we? It's going to be a bit of a detour on the way home, but anyway, it's definitely, obviously, an area. I think we're in good standing up there as well to be able to do that. But as we see, we'll be having the presentation. Yeah,
it's very tight space. I think we have to move over to the other side out of the way for a moment and let the presentation take place. And Luke is back with us there, and he'll be setting up in a moment. But yeah, as I say, it's often hard to get winning captains and players up, but we will have Nicole Murray and Roisin O'Keefe up here in a moment for the presentation, and there's great celebrations on the field there at the moment, and what you call it, you can just see the crowd of supporters have worked their way out. As I mentioned, the Stewards attempted to keep them off the field. That was never going to happen, but they will work their way up here in a moment.
Yeah, I have to say, obviously when we come out to these streaming events, you have to give credit to the boys in the background, and Luke and Owen pulling off great work here behind the scenes, running around with cameras and tripods and hoping everything is still in place down there. But there you can see the Lacken colours flying high. They are All-Ireland champions, and again, Darren, you're talking about small club, rural club in County Cavan, and now bringing back an All-Ireland title. Sure, it's now going to be written in the annals, something never to be forgotten about with within their history.
Yeah, but this is what the AIB All-Ireland Club Championships are all about, whether it's camogie, football or hurling. It's hashtag the toughest. It's representing your club, working your way through. Like at the end of the day, Killian, for many clubs, the majority of clubs, getting out of your county is one of the hardest things you will ever do. And then you try and work through a provincial and an All-Ireland series. And these are moments to save here, because yes, we enjoy spells when some clubs go on great runs, like Sarsfield's win their third title there last night as well. But it's very difficult to do, and it might never happen again. I can see Nicole Murray there, the Lacken captain. I think she's working her way in our direction here, so we'll have her up in a moment. But like, they have to be savoured, and rightfully so. And look, Lacken will enjoy, but likewise also they'll be get together tonight in Delvin and Westmeath. They'll celebrate their heroes while there's no trophy going home. Again, to be here is a great achievement too.
Yeah, absolutely. Great credit to Delvin and everything that was done. I know that Jimmy pulled off a few wonders, I think, during the year. He was able to convince a few players to stick around and a few to come back into the action and everything. Darren, that was a big thing, and I think even as well, and you saw the performance there from Caoimhe Gaffney, was coming back from London for matches. That's a hell of a commitment when you consider, no remuneration or anything for like that, and to be able to do that is phenomenal.
Yeah, like, and of course you talked during the commentary about the amount of ground that Emer Brady had covered in the match, but Caoimhe Gaffney had done the same for them. She got the opening score of the game. She was playing in midfield, but she was back in defence, helping out Karen and the rest of them on many occasions as well, and she worked her socks off as well. But that's the commitment that these players put in, and Killian, I think it's very important to acknowledge that too, because as supporters ourselves, as well as commentators and many supporters here, we take for granted the effort that these players put into to get themselves into this position, the sacrifices that they make, the nights that they put in to be in a position that they're here today. I'm going to stop talking now, because I do believe that we have a Lacken captain on our way.
Yeah, the captain is up and getting ready for the action here, and she'll be presented with the trophy by the president of the Camogie Association, Hilda Breslin, who's here beside us as well. So you will need the scenario in a minute where we'll have the presentation of the trophy. So we need both of them in a minute. So we're just getting ready for Hilda to present the trophy to Nicole Murray.
Thanks, everybody.
We'll over to Uachtaráin of Cumann Camogie to Hilda Breslin.
Thanks, everybody. We'll be brief, I know. Just want to say thank you to all of the supporters who've travelled here today in huge numbers. Thank you to everybody who's travelled here today in huge numbers. I know it's a busy time of the year to come here, but you've really shown both teams such huge support, and we'd really appreciate all that you've done. Well done to both teams. To Delvin, I saw you throughout the Leinster Championship and you were outstanding, and I know today maybe just wasn't your day and you came up against Lacken, who were absolutely brilliant, but I know next year you're going to go and drive on in Westmeath again and you'll be back in the Leinster and All Ireland, so really well done to Delvin as well. I'd like to say a big thanks to Mike Ryan and all of his team officials. They did a really good job. Particularly want to thank Mike, who had to step in at the last minute, so greatly appreciate that. Thanks to our sponsors, AIB. AIB sponsor the Camogie and the GAA Club Championships. It's a brilliant sponsorship for us, because not alone do they treat all of us the same as one family, but they also promote women's sport greatly within all the communities. So I'd like to thank AIB for their continued support throughout the championship. A huge thank you to Donaghmore Ashbourne once again for use of their facilities. Every time we come here, everything is outstanding, and it's very difficult to look for pitches the week before Christmas, and it's particularly difficult to ask people to steward and give up their time the week before Christmas. So I'd like to thank everybody in Donaghmore Ashbourne for all of their commitment to camogie. I'd also like to thank both the Westmeath and the Meath County Board, who came here today and helped out and assisted and made this possible. And finally, I'd like to wish Lacken the very best, and I'm going to present the AIB Junior Cup to the Lacken captain. Congratulations.
Tá áthas orm an corn seo a ghlacha ar son an fearn camogie achta Lacken. I just have a few thank yous. First of all, I'd like to thank the Camogie Association, to the sponsors AIB, to the referee and all the officials for officiating today's game, and to Donaghmore Ashburn for their use of their facilities today. Next, I'd like to thank Michelle Smith and our own county board, and also to the Ulster Council for all their support all year. It's greatly appreciated. To our own sponsors, Declan Sheridan in the Meadowview, and to everyone who's donated money over the last few weeks. Your generosity is just incredible, and I'd like to thank you very much. To our wonderful committee, ladies, there's nothing you can't do. We never have to ask for anything, and you just go above and beyond to get us here today, so thanks so much. To our wonderful supporters who came out in their numbers today to cheer us on, listen to those familiar voices, all the flags and all the support during the week has just been incredible, and we'd like to thank you so much for all your support. To our management team, Declan, Kevin, Tomas and Marie Brady. We met with you back in January and we set out some goals for the year, and the main goal was to be standing here today, and you four left no stone unturned to make sure that we'd be here today, and we'll forever be grateful that you got us to this All-Ireland final, so thank you so much. To the Delvin girls, we knew today was going to be a battle, and you've brought a battle for the 60 plus minutes. You have an incredible team of players, and I've no doubt you will have so much more success in Westmeath and in Ireland in years to come. So 3 cheers to Delvin. Hip hip. Hip hip. Hip hip. Today was a very special day, and it wouldn't go without mentioning a teammate who should be with us here today. We've no doubt that Amy was poking every single ball with us here today and helped us to get across the line. So this one's for Amy. And finally, to the 36 girls in blue in front of me. It's been an absolutely incredible year. It's been an honour to captain such a brilliant bunch of girls. We've laughed together, we've cried together, and today we've become All-Ireland champions together. Thank you.
Well done. 30. I'll get it. Roshi. Sorry, I'll get it. Now, and finally, we just want to present the AIB player of the match in the Lacken number 13, Roshi.
So we're back live here on the stream with the girls, and of course we'll just stay in front of our sponsors scenario here. Roisin O'Keefe, player of the match. You score a hat-trick in the All-Ireland final, stuff of dreams.
Oh yeah, I just can't believe it actually. Look at, I suppose I scored them, but I didn't do all the hard work. The girls absolutely fought like dogs out the field, and I had the easy job to do, and I'm just so grateful that for everyone that we've pulled together and won this.
You found a bit of space though on occasion, and as I said, he as a forward unit worked so well to be able to create that space.
Yeah, we sort of knew that Delvin were going to, hunt and packs, and we were trying to keep it as open as we could, but we sort of knew that if the opportunities did break, that there was space there, and look, it worked, thank God.
Nicole talked about goals at the start of the year that you got with Marie. Obviously this is the stuff of dreams though, but I'm sure it was down there as one of them.
Absolutely, yeah. I actually don't think in my whole sporting career that this is probably the pinnacle of it. Like, to win with your club, with girls that we went to primary school with, have played in primary school with, have gone through so much. We've had such good times, we have such bad times together. We went off, we played, some of us have played county, some of us have played colleges. You always come back to your club, and the girls are always just like family, and just support the community out there. Like, it has just meant so much to them. Like, we were privileged to get playing today, but this just means so much to all of them.
I'm going to get you to pass the mic to Nicole. Thanks, Annie, because I know there's a crew down there waiting anxiously for you. Nicole, probably one of the best acceptance speeches I've heard in recent times. What does it mean to you?
Oh, it just means everything. You dream of this from you're a little child, and to stand up here today and collect this cup for a club All Ireland, it's everything.
You talk so eloquently though about everything that's gone on within the club for the area, let's say, Lacken, a small little spot, I'd imagine Brady's and areas like that are going to be hopping tonight, are they?
Absolutely, they'll be hopping. We actually don't even have a town, so we have to go to the local town, but the support has just been absolutely immense. The bunting, there's cars painted, there's flags out at every house, and all the good luck messages we were getting all week was just incredible, so yeah, it means a lot.
Cavan Camogie, and everything has been so good around it. It's obviously lifted everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, even for all the other clubs as well. We've been getting messages from them. They've all been supporting us, so it's a great for Cavan Camogie. Yeah, it definitely is.
So everyone that's listening back at home, where's the party?
Balnia. We'll see you all in Balnia tonight.
Right, there you have it. Thanks indeed, ladies, for joining, and congratulations to both of them here and accepting matters. We're going to get in Marie Brady here now in the next couple of minutes as well. We just want to get a couple of pictures with Nicole and obviously the President of the Camogie Association, Hilda Breslin. Thanks indeed, Nicole, for joining us. Marie Brady, you're back with us now. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Tell us how that feels.
I really don't know at this stage. It's an amazing feeling. This is what we worked for all year, and we finally crossed the line.
I'd say nearly everyone in Lacken is here, are they?
I'd say there's a great crowd, yeah. We've got huge, I said that beforehand, huge support all week, and all the time, but particularly this week, huge support, and huge support from local businesses, really. It's just been amazing.
Nicole talked about the goals that you maybe said at the start of the year. I know you wouldn't want to be getting ahead of yourself, but I'd imagine getting and winning an All-Ireland title had to be there somewhere.
It was one of our main goals. Look, we were senior a good few years ago, we're back down intermediate a few years. I felt if this team wanted to progress at senior, they needed to win a junior All-Ireland, and they went out there today and they did that.
They went out and did it and followed a game plan, Marie, that obviously you've instilled within them. They definitely have a game plan or a play, or the players that would withstand playing a level above them and even higher probably.
Yeah, no, they definitely have. I mean, bar we had, I suppose, Delvin's two key players. We had switched around a little bit for two players to pick them up. Apart from that, we stuck to our game plan. We had a game plan in place and we stuck to it. And I've said all year, it's not the 15 or 16 or 20 that played today. We had a panel of 36, and I can't stress how each of them are responsible for us being here today, because if we hadn't that, we wouldn't have the competition and we wouldn't have the team.
Marie, it probably though was a dream performance in a way. I know Delvin did put it to you on occasion, but you were in full control practically from the off.
I suppose for a lot of it, every time Delvin got a goal or came back, we went up, we got a point, we responded, and that's exactly what we wanted. Now, I wouldn't be happy with a couple of them goals now. But that's for another day.
That's for another day. It's something else to be worried about. You're going to enjoy Christmas now.
We definitely are, and that's what it's all about, the family and the community.
Congratulations to you, Marie, and go off and enjoy your All-Ireland champions. Well done. Marie Brady there giving us her thoughts on the action then here. I think Jimmy O'Grady is with us, and thanks indeed to him for coming forward. We'll give you that microphone there, Jimmy. A hard one to take, I'd imagine, but in fairness, you made a game of it there for a while.
Listen, we tried our best. I suppose watching this video back, it'd be like watching a video of your own funeral, but no, we were outgunned, outfoxed. I suppose if we had 2 or 3 players that probably broke 50-50, it's about it. I have no complaints of refereeing, no nothing. Very, very proud of the girls. A credit to the club, parish, village, past managers, coaches that took them on at a very early age in the career, but I'm very proud for themselves. You know what I mean? Listen, they gave it everything and they went down there, so we were just second fiddle all over the field.
Look, at half time, you're probably looking for a bit of a fight out of them in the second half, and they gave that to you in the opening quarter, and we got back to 3-8 to 3-2, and you're thinking we could be in this now.
We were hoping maybe we get a snaky one there somewhere along the line, but it wasn't to be. Their defence was very solid. We tried to jig it about bringing on Newman in, see if we could make it up, but they were very solid. They stood firm all over the field, and they found their passes very easy. And see the last 3 or 4 there, from 60 metres out straight over the backstop. You can't answer that, and they were on a going day. Yeah, you could say we haven't got a good day going day, but I've no excuses. A loser has an excuse. We were just outgunned.
But still, incredible year for Delvin, from where maybe things are to win a Westmeath title, win a Leinster title, and get to an All-Ireland final.
Absolutely, and all credit goes to the backroom team, the chairman there, Martin Newman, and his able body of players on the top table, and a great backroom team along with me. I'm not fully sure, but I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago they were amalgamated with Queen that couldn't field the team on their own. So from going to fielding the team on their own, winning the league unbeaten, win the championship unbeaten, and win the Leinster and getting an Ireland final, huge credit. Now they'll be disappointed, and listen, that's life, but they'll get over it. They train hard, they play hard, and one thing's for sure and for certain, they party hard too, and they'll get this over. As someone says to me, there's no point being upset sober.
Absolutely, I'm sure you'll get a chance to do that tonight, Jimmy. But just ultimately to reflect on 2023, still massive achievements.
Oh, massive, massive. Do you know, stuff of dreams. Do you know what I mean? To win a Leinster title was absolutely phenomenal in a titanic battle. I thought if we could get this into a battle, maybe get Lacken to push the panic buttons and maybe, maybe start doubting themselves, but we just couldn't get it to win a score. If we got to 3 points, God knows what had happened. You're only for something the sky would fall.
Well, there you have it. Well, Jimmy, congratulations that you got your team this far. Commiserations on the result.
Thanks a million.
Jimmy O'Grady giving us his thoughts there then. Thanks indeed, Jimmy, for joining us. Finally, then I'll get Darren to have a look at matters. He's looking out on the crowd there, and Lacken obviously quite content with everything that they've achieved.
Oh man, most certainly, and rightfully so as well. To put in 5-12 any time of the year, Killian, especially a week before Christmas, is a massive score in the game too. And then left a few scores behind them as well. But like we said before the game, there was a good spread of players there, and a good spread of players overall stepped up for Lacken too to get those crucial scores. The way they responded every time Delvin hit them with something. And Delvin, I was even talking to Jimmy there before you were talking to him, and they just can never generate that bit of momentum to really get themselves back into the game. They did well to get back to within 6 points too, but Lacken always had answers, and it was only near the end of the match when I realised that Lacken hit the last 2-4 unanswered, something they were doing in purple patches throughout the game, and that's why they're All-Ireland champions.
Yeah, I just think Jimmy was very gracious there. There was no qualms or quibbles or anything like that. He knew they were beaten by a better side. I think he was just happy that I suppose Delvin on occasion made a game of it.
They did it as well, and of course when you look at Delvin's story too, they were struggling for numbers a couple of years ago. They were amalgamating with Cullion as well, and now here they are in their own merit in an All-Ireland final. Look, it didn't happen for them today. They're not going to make excuses. They know they underperformed. A lot of players, it just probably the All-Ireland final got away from them, and not that we're going to be knocking anything there now, but they showed that touch of class at the end. They fought till the very, very end of this game, and they've showed that there's great work being done in Camogie there, that they'll be knocking back at the door this time next year.
Yeah, well, Lacken, I think, have definitely proven though they're going to be, if there's an opportunity for them to step up, that they'll be able to prove themselves, won't they?
Well, I think that's the general team around Cavan Camogie in general, and this Lacken team looked like that they will show it there as well. Like, look throughout the field there, so many players. We talked during the commentary about the great showcase we had in Croke Park last night, but here we are in the Junior B final, seeing another quality game at Camogie and another quality team coming out successful. Like, the support here from both teams was absolutely tremendous, but even as we see in the field of play there, young supporters, they were just jumping out to get out in the field of play straight away. That's what you want to see in an All-Ireland club final as well. Like, they have a reason now to pick up the stick themselves, boy or girl, doesn't matter, and get playing the game with that neck of the woods, and that can only be good for Cavan hurling and Camogie.
Well, we wait and see. As we said, the party, the girls told you where it's going to be. If you're in and around those areas, make sure and get there tonight and enjoy it, because it's going to be a very, very happy Christmas in the Lacken area and in and around Joe Crow Park. Congratulations to Lacken. They are the AIB All-Ireland Junior B Camogie Club champions for 2022, and it follows on, of course, the success of Sarsfields and, of course, Clonduff yesterday evening. One junior final to be decided, and that will be decided in early January for 2022, but it's been an incredible year finally finally, Darren, Camogie Association, you know, when you think about it, trying to catch up the way everything was going, they got to play the 2020 final just at the end of 2021, got the 21 championship done then in early doors of this year, and there's now the calendar practically finished.
I was just talking to John Hildebrand there before we came back here too, and like at the start of the year, Killian, we were talking about a 2020 finals in the first weekend of January. If somebody said the Camogie Association at the time, you'd be down to all bar one game being caught up in the calendar after the 2 years we had with COVID, you would have snapped your hands off of that. It's a credit to the Camogie Association, all the work that they have put in to get ourselves in this position. You can't do anything with the weather. Games get called off because of bad weather last week. Right decisions were made, but here we are, 3 All-Ireland champions crowned this weekend, and Killian, I hope we're out and about together again in 2 weeks' time to crown the 4th.
Yeah, we'll wait and see how that all works out. Hopefully everyone here watching, you have a very Merry Christmas and an enjoyable New Year, and we hopefully, the two of us, will be back in 2023 to bring you plenty more Camogie actions. There's exciting plans and times ahead, so we look forward to that and bringing it to you. With my thanks to sports stars themselves, Darren Kelly, to Luke and Owen in the background, phenomenal effort. I've been Killian Whelan from Dunamore Ashburn. It's a happy Christmas, happy New Year, and congratulations, Lacken.
Merry Christmas.
Invincible.